And some of that rain came from subtropical depression Alberto. Fox News. Fair and balanced.
Skies are clear this morning. It's 69 degrees, 5:02 on AM 560. The Answer. Good morning, everyone. I'm Mike Scott. Illinois lawmakers are a vote away from a new state budget. Illinois Senate last night overwhelmingly approved the $38.5 billion spending plan. Republicans and Democrats claiming budget victories, say it's balanced, say it's good for the state. Democrats say the new budget spends more on schools. Republicans say they were able to demand some significant spending cuts. The House is expected to approve that plan later today. Cleanup is underway after rainstorms slammed Chicagoland yesterday. Heavy rains caused flooding in the west and northwest suburbs: Elgin, Schaumburg, Rolling Meadows, Villa Park, Elmhurst. Boat rescues in Barrington. Mayor Emanuel promising to bring free preschool to Chicago.
It should not be based on income or experience or knowledge. It should be a right for every child who's 4 years old that they have what is essential for their future, and we need to start providing that as a city.
Emanuel announcing plans yesterday to make free full preschool available to all 4-year-olds within the city, but would not explain how to or who would pay the $175 million annual cost. Funeral services are set for the Chicago Fire Department diver who died in the line of duty this week. Visitation for Juan Bucio will be held Sunday at the St. Rita Shrine Chapel on Chicago's southwest side. His funeral will be held the same day at the same location. Authorities are searching for the person who shot and killed a popular Chicago video blogger on the city's south side. Zachary Stoner was gunned down early yesterday while driving his Jeep. Stoner went by Zach TV. His YouTube channel featured hundreds of videos featuring music and interviews with Chicago rappers. The University of Chicago Medicine's new trauma center having a busy first month. Center opening up at the South Side May 1st. Since then, over 270 patients have been treated. Chicago police are investigating after 2 mail trucks were broken into last week in the Gresham neighborhood. Authorities say the most recent theft happened Friday in the 7500 block of South Honore. In each case, someone swiped packages after breaking into the postal truck. Authorities have identified the woman killed in a motorcycle crash earlier this week in North Barrington. Lake County sheriffs tell us Deborah Plotz died after she was thrown from that motorcycle that struck a curb near Miller and Oak Roads. Plotz was set to retire as secretary at River Trails Elementary District 26. East Aurora High School mourning the death of a dean's assistant whose body was found on Memorial Day outside the Indianapolis Speedway. Chicago Tribune reports the school released a statement saying Adam Melchi was a well-respected staffer, brought a strong work ethic to the school. Speedway authorities tell us there were no signs of foul play. The Illinois Department of Public Health is reporting the first mosquitoes to test positive for West Nile virus this year. They were found in the Chicago suburbs of Glenview and Morton Grove on May 25. Also in Springfield yesterday, a busy day as our AM 560's David Stewart reports. There was one bill that would allow the courts to strip dangerous people of their guns, and that's headed to the governor's desk.
The bill creates a lethal order of protection and sets up a process for friends and family to follow if they believe a loved one poses a violent threat to themselves or others. Under the law, a judge could order police to temporarily take that person's guns away. After several revisions, Senator Bill Haynes says lawmakers have gotten it right this time.
This is an improvement. It's an area which must be addressed with these terrible shootings and incidents. Especially by those with disturbed minds.
The bill requires that a hearing be held within 14 days of any such order being issued. David Stewart, NBC News Radio, Chicago.
Also in Springfield, Southern Illinois University trustees made it clear they would not back any plan to split their campuses in two. Trustees met in Springfield yesterday to try to end the push to spin off SIU Edwardsville and SIU Carbondale, even though legislation may force them to do that. Chicago political advisor and member of the Obama Foundation is dead. Desiree Tate passed away at the age of 62. She started in politics as an aide to former Mayor Harold Washington. More college football coming to the north side of Chicago. Wrigley Field in 2020 will be the Northwestern Wildcats and Wisconsin squaring off. Cubs left 11 on base in a 2-1 loss to the Pirates. Corey Kluber struck out 10. Indians clobbered the White Sox 9-1. Bears continuing OTAs. 3 different players scored as the Philadelphia Union took care of the Fire on the pitch 3-1. The news, a service of Express Employment Professionals. Are you looking for a new job this summer? Get ready to win in your job search with the help of Express Employment Professionals. Visit expresspros.com for your local connection to jobs. Don't do it alone. Visit expresspros.com and let Express open a door for you. 5:07, a check of traffic and weather on the way next on AM 560.
On AM 560, The Answer. Your opinion counts. And we want to know how you feel about the news stories we're talking about each and every day. Make sure to vote in the M13 Graphics Opinion Express poll at 560theanswer.com. Listen for today's poll question at 10:30 a.m., 12:30 p.m., and 3:30 p.m. and hear the results each evening at 5:30. It's the M13 Graphics Opinion Express poll on 560theanswer.com.
Hi, it's Amy Jacobson, and you know I love resting my head each night on a MyPillow. It's the only way I get proper rest and deal with Dan every morning. For the rest of your body, get the MyPillow mattress topper. It keeps your entire body comfy, cozy, and relaxed. The MyPillow mattress topper is 3 unique layers of comfort that evenly supports your body weight and helps relieve pressure points, plus keeps your body temperature regulated all night long. No more too hot or too cold. You'll get the same 10-year warranty you get with the MyPillow, plus the 60-day money-back guarantee, and it's made in America. Best of all, with the promo code Amy, you'll get 30% off the MyPillow mattress topper, plus 2 free standard pillows. No kidding, 2 standard MyPillows for free. Go online or call now and don't miss out. Call 800-489-0201, promo code Amy, or visit MyPillow.com. That's 800-489-0201, promo code Amy.
The expensive mattress you're considering buying is a waste of money. Hi, I'm Christian von Rickenbach, founder of HelixSleep.com, the only place to get a customized mattress starting at just $600. Just go to HelixSleep.com, fill out our 2-minute sleep survey, and we'll design a mattress made just for you with a 100-night sleep trial and financing as low as 0%. And during our Memorial Day sale, go to helixsleep.com/talkradio and you'll get up to $150 towards your mattress order. That's helixsleep.com/talkradio.
Every business needs great people, and the better way to find them. Something better than posting your job online and just praying for the right people to see it. ZipRecruiter revolutionized hiring. Their technology finds great candidates for you. No wonder 80% of employers who post a job on ZipRecruiter get a quality candidate through the site in just one day. Goodbye post and pray. Hello ZipRecruiter, the smartest way to hire.
Try it for free today at ZipRecruiter.com/free. That's ZipRecruiter.com/free.
5:10. Let's get an update on the early morning roads in the Alarm Detection Systems Traffic Center. He came by canoe this morning. Here's Jim Talamonte.
Good morning, Mike. There is some water in some places receding, and there's a closure of I-80 westbound from I-55 to Manuka Road. This is due to a crash. Been there for well over 2.5 hours now. The eastbound side of I-80 is open. We have some expressway delays. Got Eisenhower stop and go 25th Avenue to 9th Avenue where there's a crash, and it's heavy Ogden to the Burns Circle where there was some overnight work. We're looking at 39 minutes to get from 390 to downtown. Kennedy now looks fine. There were some road work delays in the downtown area, but that work has lifted. The express lanes are now open on the inbound side. Inbound Stevenson a little heavy. Ashland to the Rhine. Inbound Rhine getting a little congested approaching downtown. Traffic service of Napa. This month, the participating Napa Auto Parts stores Avalanche AC recharge kits are on sale for just $39.99 plus a $15 prepaid Visa card by mail. Quality parts, helpful people, that's Napa know-how. Traffic answers when you need them most. I'm Jim Talamonte on AM 560, The Answer.
Chicago's Morning Answers starts next. Your official Chicagoland weather forecast from the 1 Hour Heating and Air Conditioning Weather Center. Here's meteorologist Kevin Snyder.
Today, partial sunshine with a high approaching 90. Patchy clouds for the night, low 65. Cooler tomorrow with clouds and sun and wind gusts up to 30 miles per hour, high 68. Mainly clear night tomorrow night with a low 52. I'm Kevin Snyder on AM 560, The Answer.
70 at O'Hare, 69 along Chicago's lakefront. Your next news update is at 5:30. Chicago's Morning Answer with Dan and Amy starts now on AM 560, The Answer.
This hourly segment is brought to you by The Lou Bridges Show, a show about the greatest financial crime in history. Saturday mornings at 8 on AM 560, The Answer.
This is Chicago's Morning Answer with Dan Proft and Amy Jacobson on AM 560, The Answer.
Good morning, Dan and Amy. President Trump weighed in yesterday on the Roseanne Barr controversy, the racist tweet storm, the cancellation of her show. Ugh. And his response was largely about himself.
You think?
Suggesting that he has never got an apology from ABC or Bob Iger for the bad things that ABC said about him. Bob Iger, this is Trump's tweet, Bob Iger of ABC called Valerie Jarrett to let her know that ABC does not tolerate comments like those made by Roseanne Barr. He never called President Donald J. Trump, referring to himself in the third person.
Love the third person.
To apologize for the horrible statements made and said about me on ABC. Maybe I just didn't get the call. Call me maybe. So President Trump responded, and now we can all move on.
No, and the more he tweets about this story, the longer it stays in the news. But, Roseanne had free speech, just not on her show, that's for sure. And she said that, again, that she was on, it was Ambien-induced, her tweet was. And she wants everybody to know that she's not a racist. Here's her tweet yesterday. Her fingers must be very tired. I'm not a racist. I never was, and I never will be. One stupid joke and a lifetime of fighting for civil rights for all minorities against network studios and the expense of my nervous system family wealth will never be taken from me. So she, and also, too, then later said she's going to be fighting back. Stay tuned, which I don't know what that means, but I think she should try to get her job back. I really do.
Yeah, because you like the show, so you don't want it to interrupt your TV watching schedule.
Right, but also, too, I feel bad for her cast members who have nothing else. And I feel bad for the set designers, the audio guys, the editors. They all lost their job. Everybody that's part of that show is out of work in an instant. They were, banking on income for the next 2, possibly 3 or 4 years. And now they have to find another job, which I know that happens, especially in Hollywood, but I feel bad for them.
Yeah. Okay.
I mean, I do.
I mean, that's fine.
I'm going to miss Roseanne. It's like they
I
put her
feel
on the
bad
Kevin
for-
Spacey shelf. We'll never get to see
I feel
anything
bad for
again.
anybody who loses their job through no fault of their own, so that's fine. That has almost nothing to do with this story and whether or not the ABC response to the tweet was appropriate, what kind of person, figure Roseanne Barr is. She's the central figure of the show. So if the central figure of the show goes south, then the show goes south.
But no,
it's
they
not
could
that
work
complicated.
this into. They could send her to racist rehab at Starbucks for an overnight stay.
Well, I'm sure
they could work this into the show, and she could be
I'm
gone for a season, then come back.
Yeah, I'm sure they could. They chose not to.
Well, did President Trump fail to condemn Roseanne's racism in his reaction?
Well,
in his tweet.
Well, I mean, technically he did. Is he required to? Is he required to weigh in on? This is the whole thing, and it's not just President Trump. This idea that the president of the United States has to weigh in on every minor celebrity blow-up. I know this president likes to do that. So did the last president, by the way.
Oh, yeah.
I mean, this is the second celebrity president in a row we've had. One just turns out to be a significantly better executive than the other, talking about Trump versus Obama. But, do we have to look to the president for comment on everything, on what a Hollywood actress says and how it impacts her television show? Do you think that maybe we're leaning too much on the political ruling class, that we pretend to not want to lord over our lives? But I don't know what to think until the president says something.
Oh, because he took heat because at his rally in Nashville, he didn't mention anything about Roseanne's tweet, which I didn't think he should have.
I wish Obama wouldn't fill out NCAA brackets. I mean, he'd do whatever he wants. I wish Trump would be less celebrity and sort of TV personality obsessed, like he's a media critic sometimes with all the TV he consumes. That's his personality. I can live with it. I can live with Obama filling out brackets. I'm just saying this idea that the president has to be omnipresent in our lives.
Well, the mainstream media yesterday at the White House briefing asked Sarah Sanders about that, about President Trump's response to Roseanne, and why, what was her response to Roseanne's show being canceled.
Has the president spoken to Roseanne Barr, who we know has been a longtime friend of his, and why did he choose to address the ABC apology instead of the underlying issue of concerns about a racist comment that she tweeted out?
I'm not aware of any conversations that have taken place. The president simply calling out the media bias. No one's defending what she said. The president is the president of all Americans, and he's focused on doing what is best for our country. And you can see that in the actions that he's taken. You can see where he's focused on unemployment being at the lowest since 2000, opportunity investment zones to encourage investment in underserved communities.
Yeah, we get it. So, I mean, here's the other thing. The apology, do you even want an apology from the source? You want an apology from a mortal enemy? You want an apology from somebody who's demonstrated who they are, and you have very little in common? They're actively working to undermine you on a daily basis. Why are you seeking an apology? Who cares? All this false civility. Well, she got an apology and I didn't. What about all the bad things that Keith Olbermann tweeted? Yeah, Keith Olbermann tweeted a bunch of bad things, and ABC continues to resuscitate his career. And what does that have to do with what Roseanne Barr said? Nothing. Oh, you're saying, the media is applying a double standard. Oh, welcome to the party. Stop feigning surprise any more than you should be feigning surprise that Roseanne would tweet out something as vile as she tweeted, because that's what she does intermittently. I mean, it's just all of this faux outrage, feigned ignorance. It's so tiresome, isn't it? I mean, honestly, much more interesting is the co-host of that hastily prepared town hall for Obama gal pal Val the other night, at the target of Roseanne's tweet. Joy Reid. This has sort of been somewhat reported, but underreported, how Joy Reid, this blog that she used to have back a decade ago, and the comments that she used to make on that blog, she's one of these celebrated MSNBC anchoresses now, right? They rushed her along with Chris Hayes to provide the definitive conversation with Valerie Jarrett in the wake of this national controversy. So should we know something about the integrity of a Joy Reid? Yeah. I mean, she's had awards rescinded for a look back at some of the things she said about gay marriage a decade ago. Tucker Carlson last night did a little compendium of some of the things Joy Reid blogged about that very different than the Joy Reid of today.
In the days after Hurricane Katrina, for example, the blogger in question suggested that native-born Americans, not, quote, low-paid Mexican workers, ought to rebuild the city of New Orleans. In 2006, the blogger said this about her television viewing habits, quote, I love Lou Dobbs. His show has become required viewing around my house. The blogger largely agreed with Lou Dobbs on immigration. Quote, flying the Mexican flag on U.S. soil strikes me as incredibly presumptuous and insulting to the U.S. The blogger went on to argue that illegal immigrants to this country are not coming here because they embrace our ideals. They're coming for money, which they then send back to Mexico. And she made a pretty clear-headed, evidence-based case for that. In a 2005 post, the same blogger attacked Democrat Howard Dean for using racist, anti-white rhetoric in a speech. Quote, tagging the other side, the Republicans, as the party of whitey may sound just like the way to get these minority voters back, but it so misses the point. The blogger later scolded Howard Dean for insulting Christians and white Americans. Who wrote all that? We could give you time to guess, but you'd never guess. Believe it or not, it seems like the author of what I just read was Joy Reid, the now totally dogmatic, race-baiting MSNBC weekend host.
And she also said things back in the day, apparently posted things back in the day that were, not so redeeming. But for example, she posted 9/11 conspiracy theories. Like she was promoting 9/11 trutherism.
Isn't that what Roseanne did too?
Yes. Yes,
theories.
absolutely. So it's just interesting. I mean, rather than demanding an apology from the likes of Joy Reid or even Bob Iger, who's, publicly mulled running for president.
Yeah, he had a committee look into it, and then he decided that he's not going to run in 2020. But he made that phone call to Valerie Jarrett, to be politically correct.
Bob Iger, who's the CEO of Disney, called me before the announcement. He apologized.
Yeah.
So
she was in on it before everybody else was.
Well, but the point is, all this energy that's expended, comparing and contrasting how the left treats the left versus those not of the left.
Well,
that and demanding apology for apology. How about just focusing on leveling up some exposure for who these people are, sharing information within your friend circle so you can inform people and they can draw their own conclusions about the likes of Joy Reid and so many others in the D.C. press corps, whether they're on-air talent or executives at networks. What about that? That seems to me much more productive.
Connect with Dan and Amy on the AM 560 The Answer mobile app. Just text the word app to 64636 to download the app today.
One tweet that I like from Roseanne Barr came at 4:45 a.m. yesterday. I mean, she's been up for 48 hours just tweeting. I feel bad for POTUS. He goes through this every single day.
I feel bad for Ambien, how
yeah,
she's hurt their brand.
Yeah, and the makers of Ambien, by the way, they did send out a tweet of their own saying that Ambien doesn't make you racist. They did.
That'll have to be a warning on their next commercial.
Oh, yeah, it could cause mild temporary racism and bleeding out of your left ear. Forecast for today, hot, partly sunny skies. The rain is behind us, a high of 91. And then some cooler weather is going to set in. Tonight, a low of 65. And for tomorrow, which is Friday, which I thought today was Friday, it's going to be cooler with times of clouds and sun. A high just in the upper 60s. Let's get into the Alarm Detection Systems Traffic Center. Here's Jim Telemonte.
Good morning, Amy. Good morning, Dan. I-80 westbound. It's closed. Manuka Interchange to Brisbane Road due to a major crash. Been there over 3 hours now. Traffic's forced off the westbound side at Ridge. In Bloomingdale, Lake Street reopened near Glen Ellen Road. There was some high water in that area. Eden's, Naketa look good. Eisenhower inbound heavy 25th to 9th Avenue after a crash. You can get 39 minutes, 390 to downtown. Stevenson 36 minutes, 355 to the drive. Ryan 17 minutes, 95th to the loop. Bishop Ford at a 5-minute delay. The Stony Island feeder to the merge. I'm Jim Talamonte in the Alarm Detection Systems Traffic Center.
Selling your home, get ready with Mike McKeddy. 708-945-2121. 708-945-2121.
Ready to sell your real estate? Call me, Mike McKeddy, at Century 21 Affiliated. With over $1 billion in closed sales since 1999, I have a proven marketing plan that works. Clients like my straightforward, no-nonsense approach in positioning properties to sell. I offer accurate evaluations, saving you time, money, and unnecessary stress. Together, with my skilled team of associates and over 25 local Chicagoland offices, we help guide you through the process and get you sold. Call today, 708-945-2121. I look forward to earning your business and selling your home.
Selling your home, get ready with Mike McKeddy. 708-945-2121. 708-945-2121.
Hey, if you didn't get a spot on our upcoming golf outing, there's still some slots open. So you can play golf with us on Thursday, June 14th at the Bolingbrook Golf Club. We're raising money for the 100 Club of Chicago. They provide financial and education assistance to the families of fallen first responders, cops, firefighters, EMTs. So a portion of the proceeds from our outing will benefit this great organization. And when you buy a foursome for $1,196,
you can become a business benefactor, which means AM 560 will give you 25 one-minute commercials that will air on the station Monday through Sunday. It's a $3,000 value for just $1,196. You'll reach AM 560's audience of decision makers, and at the same time, you'll be helping the great work of the 100 Club of Chicago. It's a win-win. So call before they're gone. Call now. Call Anjanette at 847-472-8951. That's 847-472-8951. Enjoy a great day of golf, support a great charity, and reach new customers when you become a business benefactor.
If you have pain, I hope you listen up. Hi, it's Mike Gallagher. You don't need to live in pain. Let me repeat that. You do not have to live in pain. Chronic pain is the worst, whether it's from an accident or pain that just develops. Chicagoland, you're in luck. Dr. Ken Candido is one of the nation's most respected and successful pain doctors. He's been voted one of Chicago's best pain doctors several times. Bottom line, he's the pain doctor you need. Dr. Candido of Chicago Anesthesia and Pain Specialists will help you get off pain medication and all of the side effects. How? By finding the source of your chronic pain and fixing it.
This is Ken Candido of Chicago Anesthesia Pain Specialists. Let's make you pain-free.
Call Dr. Ken Candido and make an appointment with a cutting-edge, respected, and successful pain physician. Go to mypainchicago.com. That's mypainchicago.com. Thousands have been helped with their chronic pain, and you could be the next one. Get the phone number and all the info you need at mypainchicago.com. That's mypainchicago.com.
This is Dan Proft with 60 Seconds of Sanity for Upstream-Ideas.com. How many more shootings before we do something? That is, how many more good guys with guns have to stop bad guys with guns before we stop stigmatizing inanimate objects? The high school resource officer in Dixon, Illinois, and the Good Samaritan outside the restaurant in Oklahoma City aren't inanimate objects or three-letter acronyms, so they are of minor passing interest to the D.C. press corps. While well-intentioned Americans want to hear ideas about improving public safety, Champagne socialists are interested only in using people's fears against them to leverage more power over them. This fact was laid bare in a recently released email exchange between Obama consiglieres Rahm Emanuel and Arnie Duncan 2 days after the Sandy Hook massacre. In the exchange, Rahm tells Duncan, go for vote this week ASAP before it fades, tap people's emotion, make it simple, assault weapons. The dizzying intellect that is Arnie Duncan replied, yup, thanks. You understand now? You understand how little the political royals think of you and that they care for you even less than that? They are as cavalier with your life as they are craven in using the lives of 20 dead children to manipulate you. You might consider this when you're deciding how much of your life to turn over to them.
Thinking about life insurance? What if you could make one free phone call and learn your best price from nearly a dozen highly rated, price-competitive companies? Well, that's exactly what happens when you call SelectQuote Life. For example, George is 40. He was getting sky-high quotes from other companies because he takes meds to control his blood pressure. But when I shopped around, I found him a 10-year, $500,000 policy for under $25 a month. I'm SelectQuote agent Dan Savino. And believe me, if SelectQuote isn't shopping for your life insurance, you're probably paying too much.
For your free quote, call 800-613-7416. That's 800-613-7416. 800-613-7416. Or go to SelectQuote.com. Since 1985, we shop, you save.
Get full details on the example policy at SelectQuote.com/commercials. Or price could vary depending on your health, issuing company, and other factors. Not available in all states.
AM 560, The Answer.
See the New York Post cover this morning? One of the greatest days in New York Post headliners' lives.
Kim Kardashian.
Yeah. Trump meets Rump. Kim Thong-un pitches Prez on prison reform.
Prison reform, yes.
The other big ass summit.
That's
It's pretty good. Good stuff.
Good. Coming up on Chicago's Morning Answer.
How was your experience at Starbucks yesterday into this morning now that everybody has been properly trained at 5:38?
And later, Trump's weight loss regimen, what he's doing to slim down. But first, let's go into the newsroom. Here's Mike Scott.
Emergency crews are responding to an incident involving a flight this morning at Orlando International Airport. 69 degrees. We have mostly clear skies, nearly sunrise in Chicago at 5:31. In Orlando this morning, responses to that flight emergency include multiple ambulances and fire engines. No other information is immediately available. We'll keep our eyes on that. More meetings today for top U.S. and North Korean officials trying to resurrect a summit between President Trump and North Korean leader Kim Jong-un. Sears closing 72 more stores this year. The retailer announcing it will begin closing sales in the near future. Sears same-store sales have continued falling at a double-digit rate. The company has burned through about $5.5 billion in cash over the past 3 years. More people are leaving their homes on Hawaii's Big Island as molten rock from the Kilauea volcano continues to move toward homes and vacation rentals. A woman is under arrest charged in the shooting death of a Tennessee sheriff's deputy.
It was determined that the individual responsible for the deputy's death is Stephen Joshua Wiggins.
The Tennessee Bureau of Investigation says Erica Miles is now charged with 1 count of first-degree murder. Officers say she participated in the killing of Dixon County Deputy Daniel Baker. Cleanup is underway after rainstorms slammed Chicagoland yesterday. Flooding reported from Elgin to Elmhurst. Mayor Emanuel promising to bring free preschool to Chicago.
Should not be based on income or experience or knowledge. It should be a right for every child who's 4 years old that they have what is essential for their future. And we need to start providing that as a city.
It's expected to cost the Chicago Public Schools about $175 million. The mayor would not explain how he would pay for the program. Funeral services are set for the Chicago Fire Department diver who died in the line of duty this week. It begins with visitation for Juan Bucio at the St. Rita Shrine Chapel on Chicago's southwest side. In Springfield yesterday, Illinois finally signed off on the Equal Rights Amendment. A number of State House Republicans joining the Democrat majority in Springfield last night to approve that amendment calling for equal treatment of women. It was first proposed to the states in 1972. The vote is only symbolic because the deadline for states to ratify the amendment expired in 1982. Cubs lost to the Pirates 2-1. Indians clobbered the White Sox 9-1. The news a service of Napa. This month at participating Napa Auto Parts stores, a 3-pack of Peak microfiber claws are just $1.99. Plus, with each purchase, Napa will make a donation to the Intrepid Fallen Heroes Fund. That's Napa know-how while supplies last. 5:34 and a check of traffic and weather on the way next on AM 560.
Mike Gallagher always asks the tough questions.
The President of the United States says, I'm demanding an investigation into whether or not the highest levels of justice ordered a surveillance of my campaign. If you believe in transparency, what would you care if there's an investigation? Why would you be intimidated by the president wanting to get to the bottom of it?
The Mike Gallagher Show. Weekdays at 9, right before Dennis Prager at 11 on AM 560. The Answer.
Quote, buy, and save on home insurance with Progressive's new Home Quote Explorer. Only at Progressive.com.
Dan Proft here with Ryan Kelly, the home loan expert. And while interest rates have ticked up a bit, they're still at relatively historic lows. So maybe a good time to refinance, particularly you build up equity in the house and you want to see what you can do to fully leverage that. So, Ryan, thinking about refinancing as a possibility or something to explore, how should people consider that?
Great question, Dan, and thanks for letting me join you. Home values have been skyrocketing. It's everywhere. It's in the news feeds. It's out there. And you now have a ton of equity you didn't have just a year ago. And as you said, mortgage interest rates are still low. So what does that mean? It means you have options. You know, one of the biggest calls that we get here at the Home Loan Expert office is, I've got some credit cards. They piled up through the holidays or maybe with the kids in school and all of that. And people are looking to do a cash-out refinance and pay off those credit cards. Cash-out refinance with the Home Loan Expert office is just as easy as a normal refinance, but we don't stop there. We get you the lower rate. We get you the cash you need to pay off those credit cards once and for all. Apply for a cash-out refinance today at thehomeloanexpert.com. The Home Loan Expert, LLC.
5:35, a check of the roads in the Alarm Detection Systems Traffic Center. Here is Jim Talamonte.
Thanks, Mike. In Bloomingdale, Lake Street is open again. It reopened about an hour ago. There was some flooding near Glen Ellen Road between Glen Ellen and Fairfield. There's still a little bit of water here and there throughout the suburban area. The Edens and the Kennedy look good at this hour. Eisenhower inbound. Got some delays. 25th Avenue to 9th Avenue after a collision. And then Ogden to the Burns Circle, holding about 39 minutes, 390 to downtown. Stevenson, 36 minutes, 355 to Lakeshore Drive. Ryan, 20 minutes, 95th Circle. Bishopport, 20 minutes, 8094 to the merge. Tollways look good. Westbound I-80 remains shut down from the Manuka interchange to Brisbane with major wreck traffic forced off westbound I-80 at Ridge. Traffic service of Express Employment Professionals. If you're looking for a new job this summer, get ready to win in your job search with the help of Express Employment Professionals. Visit expresspros.com for your local connection to jobs. Don't do it alone. Visit expresspros.com and let Express open a door for you. Traffic answers when you need them most. I'm Jim Talamonte on AM 560, The Answer.
Chicago's Morning Answer continues next. Your official Chicagoland weather forecast. From the 1 Hour Heating and Air Conditioning Weather Center, warm, partial sunshine, high 89 today. Warm with patchy clouds overnight, 65. A cooler day ahead tomorrow, high of 68. And tomorrow night, a low of 52. Currently, we have 70 at O'Hare. Next news coming up at 6. Chicago's Morning Answer with Dan and Amy continues next on AM 560, The Answer.
This hourly segment is brought to you by Secure Retirement Radio with host Raj Shah. Sunday mornings at 7 on AM 560, The Answer.
Hey, Joe Walsh here. Democrats are on track to make the same mistake in 2018 and 2020 that they made in 2016. I'll explain when Freedom returns at 5.
Good morning, Dan and Amy. How has your life changed? How have race relations improved? How has bathroom access expanded since Tuesday's company-wide drum circle at Starbucks? We'll take your stories. 312-642-5600, turnkey.pro answer line, 64636DA, turnkey.pro text line. I assume yesterday was the first day of the rest of your lives at Starbucks.
Yeah, they had that.
Have you been?
I've been. I went this morning to talk to my barista. I specifically blew off Carlos at Dunkin' Donuts because I wanted to find out, what she learned. Because we've already had the race talk when it was the race up. Remember hashtag where you talked about your feelings when you got a cup of coffee.
There's no question.
So my barista,
important conversation.
African American lady, lives on the west side. She said, "Well, I couldn't go. I had a family emergency." I'm like, that's all you got for me? I made a special trip in here. And that's it? But she said it went well. Everybody enjoyed their time. Enjoyed their time. They got paid. So if you worked the morning shift, you'd get paid to work in the afternoon.
Well, it wasn't without consequence. They did have to listen to moralizing from Common. Here's an example of
Did he sing this or did he speak it?
Is there much difference? This was a prepared video from Common, in part, instructing Starbucks employees on race and customer service.
It's not always easy to see our own bias as a human being. What causes us not to treat others with respect, dignity, or to not include them?
Now we are going to pause to reflect on bias on our own. Go to your notebook and find the section called The First Step to Becoming Color Brave.
The first step to becoming what?
Color brave.
Color brave. That's what I thought I heard him say.
Now is the time on Chicago's Morning Answer where we pause.
Go
to reflect on our own bias.
Go to your notebook. Another African American.
I'm not done reflecting.
Oh, I'm sorry.
So it's a little pause.
Okay,
now I'm done.
Okay, another African American. I don't know what her name is.
To be welcomed as a customer means that not only do I allow you in, but it means that I'm glad you're here.
So not allow you, but I'm glad you're here. Make them feel at home. That's very important.
And then, this was an all-day practicum, of course, and then Lumberg brought in Bob Slidell.
So you should ask yourself, with every decision you make, is this good for the company? Am I helping with the company's strategic vision? Okay, then. I'd like to go ahead and welcome a new member to our team here. This is Bob Slidell. Bob is a consultant. Yeah, he's going to be sort of helping us out a little here, asking some questions, maybe seeing if there are some ways we can make things run a little more smoothly around here. Yeah. Oh, and remember, next Friday is Hawaiian Shirt Day.
So, if you want to, go ahead and wear a Hawaiian shirt and jeans.
So Friday should be fun. Tomorrow, Hawaiian Shirt Day at Starbucks. You want to look for that with your baristas. Talk about that as well.
I mean, this just seems like they're talking to little children. I mean, doesn't it seem condescending? Here's the CEO of Starbucks.
We are here to make Starbucks a place where everyone feels welcome.
That's right.
That's how it started.
Kevin Johnson, and then they broke out.
Well, they broke out in a small group session, didn't
Well,
they?
they broke out into one-on-one interviews because they kind of want to understand people's processes, what their workday's like. Just kind of get a sense of what the typical day is.
We're trying to get a feel for how people spend their day at work. So, if you would you walk us through a typical day for you?
Yeah.
Great.
Well, I generally come in at least 15 minutes late. I use the side door. That way Lumberg can't see me. And after that, I just sort of space out for about an hour. Till I'm finished. Space out? Yeah. I just stare at my desk. But it looks like I'm working. I do that for probably another hour after lunch, too. I'd say in a given week, I probably only do about 15 minutes of real, actual work.
So you just get a kind of a sense of what the culture's like at Starbucks is sort of the point.
Have you ever been through racial sensitivity training?
No.
It is similar to, I'm not kidding you. I know we're playing office drops, but it is similar to that. Like, describe a typical day. What is it like to be white? Or then they ask, what is it like to be African American?
Well, I dare you to distinguish between Office Space, something parroting a corporate culture, and what you're actually getting from Kevin Johnson. By the way, this implicit bias, we talked about this before when this issue first came up, and it was announced that they were going to have this training day. Understand something. And this comes from the left to the right. Anybody who's actually looked at the academic backing for the implicit association test, which is the basis for this implicit bias training that Common was speaking so eloquently about. It's bogus. It's bogus. It doesn't produce repeatable results, which is sort of the test in scientific research. And we're talking about psychology, right? So that's a version of scientific research. This from Vox.com. The implicit association test determines if it determines you're a moderate racist, there's a surprisingly large chance that you'll get a different result if you take the test again. Psychological tests routinely graded on their test-retest reliability, with a grade of 0.7 being considered the minimum for acceptable reliability. The implicit association test can only manage a grade of about 0.5. A Vox reporter named German Lopez took the test 3 times and got 3 different results. Biased against blacks, biased against whites, and finally the rare result of not being biased against anybody. That's really reliable. That's really going to condition people's behavior. There's little evidence that it predicts racist behavior. Even the test creators warned not to take it too seriously. In a 2014 paper, creators of the implicit association test themselves said that its most popular use was also its most flawed. The authors, which included University of Washington's academics, a University of Washington academic and a Harvard academic, wrote the test should be used to classify persons as likely to engage in discrimination. Attempts to use such measures diagnostically for individuals, therefore, risk undesirably high rates of erroneous classifications. That's academic speak for it's bogus.
Yeah.
It ain't reliable. So
bunch of gobbledygook.
Well, that's what it is. That's absolutely what it is. And so you can understand in these one-on-one meetings why, some employees got upset.
What would you say you do here?
Well, look, I already told you. I deal with the customers so the engineers don't have to. I have people skills. I am good at dealing with people. Can't you understand that? What the hell is wrong with you people?
It's a little bit of a pressure cooker
You think?
there at Starbucks. Now, Kevin Johnson sat down with an interview with Maria Bartiromo on Fox Business yesterday. And this was a fun exchange. Alveda King, the niece of Dr. Martin Luther King Jr., suggested one way Starbucks could improve race relations is stop supporting racist organizations like Planned Parenthood, who support the killing of children, particularly minority children, prey in minority communities to, make money. And so Maria, Intrepid reported that she has put that question to Kevin Johnson. What about your funding of Planned Parenthood over there at Starbucks?
I don't know if you saw Martin Luther King Jr.'s niece op-ed in the Washington Examiner, and she says if Starbucks wants to end racism, it will stop funding Planned Parenthood. You going to stop funding Planned Parenthood?
Well, I'm not aware that we do fund Planned Parenthood, so I haven't read the op-ed and I can't comment on that.
Okay.
But I'm not aware that we do that.
Well, Alveda King says Starbucks had racism in its corporate identity long before the April arrest. Through its corporate donations, it contributes to one of the most racist organizations in our nation's history, Planned Parenthood, the largest single provider of abortions in the United States. And again, this is from Alveda King in the Washington Examiner.
Well, I'm not aware of it. What I do am aware of and do believe in is that we want to create a great customer experience for every customer that visits our stores.
Yeah, if they can live to get there. It is an established fact. Starbucks does corporate matching gifts to Planned Parenthood as well as gifts to Susan G. Komen, the New York and the Minnesota chapters, which are also, Susan G. Komen, also a donor, a grantor to Planned Parenthood. Yeah. Yeah, it's nice to see. You want to open yourselves up for a conversation about tolerance and policy choices and making the world a better place? Let's have the holistic conversation, shall we?
You're listening to Chicago's Morning Answer with Dan Proft and Amy Jacobson on AM 560. The Answer.
The rain is behind us. It's going to be hot, humid today, a high of 91 degrees. Tonight, warm, a low of 65. And then we're going to have a string of pretty cool days. Tomorrow, it's going to be clouds and sun, a high only in the upper 60s. So that's a big difference. Now let's get into the Alarm Detection Systems Traffic Center. Here is Jim Talamonte.
Amy and Dan, westbound I-80 is closed right now. From the Minooka interchange to Brisbane, that interchange has all traffic being forced off at Ridge Road. Eastbound traffic moves well through the area. It's been Reagan Tollway heavy from the tri-state to the Eisenhower now. We're seeing routine delays on the Chicago expressways. I'm Jim Talamonte in the Alarm Detection Systems Traffic Center.
Got a great night's sleep last night, all thanks to MyPillow. And now you can have a MyPillow mattress topper, which is fantastic. And during the month of May, which we don't have many more days left in May, you can get 30% off your mattress topper plus 2 free standard MyPillows when you order that mattress topper. You get the same 10-year guarantee. 10-year, can you believe that? A 10-year warranty and a 60-day money-back guarantee. So go online or call now and grab this great deal and others, including 30% off those pet beds, sheets, and more. And yes, you can still get the 4-pack deal in May. Call 800-489-0201 or go to MyPillow.com, promo code Amy. Again, that's MyPillow.com, promo code Amy, or 800-489-0201.
Your business's finances are very personal. It's the determining factor on the course you'll take for your family and your employees. But what happens when you're reaching a phase when you need advice? You want to turn to an expert, but who can you trust? Look for someone who is both knowledgeable and involved in the community, like Fred O'Connor of Northwestern Mutual. Fred has worked from Wall Street to Europe in the financial industry, but his calling as an engaged civic leader speaks to the earnest trust Fred has gained over his 30 years serving businesses and the families that run them. Fred serves on the board of the 100 Club of Chicago, the Big Shoulders Fund, and the Irish Fellowship Club. Fred can help you manage risk and plan for your goals, such as rewarding key people and strategies for business exit. Visit FredO'Connor.com to learn more about Fred's services and how he can take your business to the next level. That's FredO'Connor.com. Northwestern Mutual is the marketing name for the Northwestern Mutual Life Insurance Company, Milwaukee, Wisconsin. Fred O'Connor is an insurance agent of NM.
Risk mitigation is an important consideration that smart companies pay attention to in today's complicated business climate. Some of the greatest risks occur when your company hires new employees or when you execute new business financial relationships. When your company hires, leases, or conducts financial transactions, decisions are critical. That's why veteran-owned and operated Global Verification Network is a company you should know. Startups to Fortune 100s trust Global Verification Network, and so should you. They're a background screening and investigative services company dedicated to expert, timely, and affordable background screening services for employment, tenant screening, and business due diligence. Global Verification Network is headquartered in Chicagoland, a federally recognized veteran-owned small business, and never offshores data like many competitors. To request your company's risk analysis without obligation or cost, visit mygvn.com or call 877-695-1179 or online at mygvn.com. Global Verification Network, the risk mitigation experts, 877-695-1179.
Wow, what a difference. I feel like I live in a brand new home, and it's all thanks to CertaPro Painters. Hi, Amy Jacobson here, and while we are on our trip, I gave CertaPro Painters a key to my house. They came in, painted the living room, master bedroom, and it is impressive. Nothing like a fresh coat of paint to change the vibe of your house. CertaPro Painters are trustworthy. Obviously, I gave them a key to my house. They're professional, talented, and they clean up their mess. It's as if they were never there. And now that summer is coming, you're going to want to hire CertaPro Painters too. You know, family and friends will be over for outdoor entertainment, and you want your house to look its best. Get your porch painted or stained. Schedule your free estimate online at CertaPro.com. That's Certa with a C, or call 1-800-GO-CERTA. Each CertaPro Painter's business is independently owned and operated. Once again, get a free estimate at CertaPro.com or call 1-800-GO-CERTA. CertaPro Painters, we do painting, you do life.
Hey, nothing says summer like the smell of a grill, a delicious handcrafted burger, and a cold beer or cocktail. The Country House has been providing just that for over 40 years. Their 3 great locations in Lisle, Clarendon Hills, and Geneva offers great hospitality in a casual neighborhood setting. Try their award-winning Country Burger, half pound of fresh chuck, grilled to perfection and served on dark rye. Country House has several other choices for burgers like bison, elk, turkey, and veggie, and their top drawer burger blends short rib, chuck, and brisket for an unmatched taste. Take your time looking over the daily specials while you enjoy the spacious deck in Geneva or hang out on the patio in Lisle. And don't forget to join the House Rewards program at Country House and earn points while you dine. All new signups will be entered into a drawing for tickets to see the Northsiders versus the Southsiders. Country House. Visit burger1.com. That's burgerone.com.
Selling your home, get ready with Mike McKetty. 708-945-2121. 708-945-2121.
Ready to sell your real estate? Call me, Mike McKetty, at Century 21 Affiliated. With over $1 billion in closed sales since 1999, I have a proven marketing plan that works. Clients like my straightforward, no-nonsense approach in positioning properties to sell. I offer accurate evaluations, saving you time, money, and unnecessary stress. Together, with my skilled team of associates and over 25 local Chicagoland offices, we help guide you through the process and get you sold. Call today, 708-945-2121. I look forward to earning your business and selling your home.
Selling your home, get ready with Mike McKetty. 708-945-2121. 708-945-2121.
On AM 560 The Answer, we talk about the important issues that affect your world. Things like the economy, education, and foreign policy. There's always so much going on in the news that we don't always have the time to focus in and talk about the big ideas behind the important issues. Enter Upstream Ideas online at upstream-ideas.com. Upstream Ideas, in partnership with the Illinois Opportunity Project, provides the kind of information that informs the policy discussions happening here on AM 560. At Upstream Ideas, you'll broaden the debate, move beyond partisan assumptions, and challenge accepted beliefs. Upstream Ideas goes against the current and thinks upstream. Go online now at upstream-ideas.com. That's upstream-ideas.com. You'll be armed with new information and fresh perspectives to help encourage you to make the state of Illinois and the United States of America a bit freer, a bit more just, and a bit more civilized. Upstream-ideas.com.
Have you checked your Google search results lately? What the internet says about you can have a big impact on your life and your livelihood, even if it's not true. Fortunately, you can now control how you look online and in online search results with ReputationDefender.com. Call 800-566-7906 now for your free reputation analysis. Our dedicated experts and patented technology can help make your online search results look their best. Call 800-566-7906 to learn more or visit ReputationDefender.com.
Don't forget that you can watch Chicago's Morning Answer on the Income Store live video stream every morning at 560theanswer.com.
5:56. Let's get an update on the roads. The Alarm Detection Systems Traffic Center, the very latest with Jim Talamonte.
Thanks, Mike. I-80 remains closed westbound from Ridge Road, that's the Manuka interchange, to Brisbane Road due to a crash in that area. Divert south to U.S. Highway 6 as an alternate. Eden's Expressway is fine at this hour. Kennedy inbound heavy, Cumberland Canfield, and Montrose to Addison where there's a crash. 25 minutes, O'Hare to downtown, outbound 21. The Eisenhower is now 45 minutes from 390 to the Burn Circle, outbound 31. Stevenson, 48 minutes, 355 to Lakeshore Drive. Ryan, 23 minutes, 95th to downtown. I-57, 18 minutes, I-80 to the Merge Bishop, 430. Traffic service of Napa. This month at participating Napa Auto Parts stores, 5 quart jugs of Pennzoil full synthetic motor oil, just $23.99, plus a $10 mail-in rebate. Quality parts, helpful people. That's Napa know-how. General States prices do not include applicable state and local taxes or recycling fees. Traffic answers when you need them most. I'm Jim Talamonte on AM 560, The Answer.
Chicago's Morning Answer with Dan and Amy continues after a full update from Fox News and your official Chicagoland weather forecast. From the 1 Hour Heating and Air Conditioning Weather Center, here's our meteorologist, Kevin Snyder.
Today very warm with partial sunshine. High 89. Warm with patchy clouds tonight, low 65. Tomorrow, cooler with clouds and sun, high 68. And a mainly clear night, low 52. I'm Kevin Snyder on AM 560, The Answer.
69 at O'Hare. The News is a service of Express Employment Professionals. Are you looking for a new job this summer? Get ready to win in your job search with the help of Express Employment Professionals. Visit expresspros.com for your local connection to jobs. Don't do it alone. Visit expresspros.com and let Express open a door for you. 5:59. Here are the stories we're following this morning on AM 560, The Answer. Cleanup underway after rainstorms slammed the Chicago area. Illinois lawmakers are a vote away from a new state budget. The House expected to approve a Senate plan that was given the thumbs up overnight. Authorities are searching for the person who shot and killed a popular Chicago video blogger. Police say Zachary Stoner was gunned down early yesterday while driving in the 700 block of South Clark. The Illinois Department of Public Health is reporting the first mosquitoes to test positive for West Nile virus this year in the north suburbs of Glenview and Morton Grove. Cubs left 11 on base in a 2-1 loss to the Pirates, while the Indians clobbered the White Sox 9-1. WIND Chicago News Time is 6 o'clock.
They'll meet again today. I'm Dave Anthony, Fox News. The Secretary of State and a top North Korean official trying to work things out for an even bigger meeting next month. Fox's Rachel Sutherland live in Washington.
Dave, after a working dinner last night in New York, Secretary of State Mike Pompeo and Kim Jong-chul, leader Kim Jong-un's right-hand man, will come together for a series of meetings today. The main topic on the agenda:
denuclearization of the peninsula. That's what these ongoing conversations taking place now will be centered on.
White House Press Secretary Sarah Sanders says the summit may still be held on June 12th in Singapore, but it may happen later. It's unclear whether the Trump administration is considering allowing Pyongyang to keep a civilian nuclear program. Dave?
Rachel, President Trump's personal lawyers on deadline. A federal judge giving Michael Cohen until June 15th to go through all the files seized from FBI raids and make attorney-client privilege claims to keep them sealed.
Attorneys for Cohen pleaded to the judge for more time, laying out a grim picture of what it has been like for their team to get through the 3.7 million files they've received so far from the government, saying they have people working through the night, sleeping on couches, and even have one staff member who has a tremor in his hand from going through the files.
Fox's Laura Engel outside the court in New York City. The president will go to Texas this morning, where he'll meet with parents whose kids were killed at Santa Fe High School in a shooting nearly 2 weeks ago. This as we get a glimpse inside the mind of the gunman who opened fire at the school in Parkland, Florida. Authorities released videos Nicholas Cruz recorded on his phone.
All the kids in school will run in fear and hide. From the wrath of my power, they will know who I am.
He murdered 17 people back in February. Could get the death penalty for that. It's day 2 of a manhunt in Tennessee for the man accused of killing a sheriff's sergeant in Dixon County. An accomplice has already been arrested and charged with murder. This is Fox News. Fair and balanced.
On AM 560, The Answer. Your opinion counts. And we want to know how you feel about the news stories we're talking about each and every day. Make sure to vote in the M13 Graphics Opinion Express poll at 560theanswer.com. Listen for today's poll question at 10:30 a.m., 12:30 p.m., and 3:30 p.m. and hear the results each evening at 5:30. It's the M13 Graphics Opinion Express poll on 560theanswer.com.
Make your home an ADT home and help protect against break-ins, fire, and carbon monoxide. Get our lowest rate for fast response monitoring, starting at just $28.99 a month. That's about $1 a day from the most trusted name in home security. Get ADT's tested, trusted, and proven security and service, now at a great value. Don't wait. Call today. ADT. Always there. Now everywhere. Requires 36-month monitoring contract. Early termination, taxes, and install fees apply. Certain markets excluded. See terms and pricing at ADT.com.
Transform your child's summer with Mathnasium. Children of all skill levels enjoy our math-focused summer programs like fractions, multiplication, algebra readiness, and more. These programs prevent summer learning loss and get kids ready for the year ahead. Mathnasium is the authority in math education, trusted by more than 500,000 parents. We have over 900 centers worldwide. Call 855-SUMMER5 to contact yours. That's 855-SUMMER5. At Mathnasium, we're changing lives through math.
This hourly segment is brought to you by the IRS Radio Hour with attorney Stephen Leahy every Sunday afternoon at 5 on AM 560 The Answer.
This is Chicago's Morning Answer with Dan Proft and Amy Jacobson on AM 560 The Answer.
Good morning, Dan and Amy. Amy, that residual check you got for U.S. Marshals.
We call them royalty checks.
Oh, okay. I'm sorry, I'm not in the industry.
Yeah, I did. I was in U.S. Marshals. I was reporter number 2.
Uh-huh.
I think we have that drop somewhere.
Marshal Walsh, is it true that Mark Sheridan was exonerated by this hearing?
After considering the facts of the case, the United States Attorney's Office has decided to drop all charges against Mr. Sheridan. He is consequently free to go.
Mr. Sheridan, how does it feel to be in from the cold?
Righteous. Very righteous.
Deputy, do you have anything to add?
No.
Wow. Wow. One of the most powerful moments in cinematic history.
It was.
I felt like I was there.
Did you? Like the interaction between me and Tommy Lee Jones.
Deputy, do you have it? Say it again. I mean, just for.
No, I said, do you? The first line was, do you feel your client was exonerated by this hearing? And then the prosecutor spoke, and then I said, Deputy, do you have anything to add? And he looked at me with the disdain of heat of 1,000 suns.
Bravo!
And said, no.
Bravo!
Thank you.
Please.
Normally my checks are sometimes $5. One time I got a check for 3 cents. Well, it was 5 cents, but after taxes, 3 cents.
Well, sure, you got to give
Seems
Caesar
like
what's
pretty
due
big
to
deal.
Caesar, yeah.
I'm a pretty big deal in Germany.
Yeah, you're
Portugal and Spain.
You're sort of like Hasselhoff in Germany.
I am. Got a hot check here for $12.95.
Congratulations.
I can buy myself a fourth of a parking spot in the city of Chicago for the day.
That's not. I'll tell you what, though. That's not bad. What is this? 50 years after U.S. Marshals were made?
Oh, it's actually 20. Ooh.
Yeah.
Oh. Ew.
I
Well,
mean,
about 10 years ago.
To still be getting the royalty checks that long after it's made for a movie that I think has like a 6% on Rotten Tomatoes, that's not bad.
Not bad.
You know?
Hey, do something once in your life. That was
Whatever
fun.
happened to, remember that actress Amy Jacobson? Whatever happened to her?
I think she
I
was
remember her
reporter
in
number
U.S.
3.
Marshals. Yeah. All right, very
But
good.
it's fun to see how they live. You know, going in the trailer early in the morning. You had a 6 a.m. call. You had to be there, and then just see what they go through.
Yeah, somebody had to sober Tommy Lee Jones up, get him out of his trailer, right? I presume.
No, he wasn't drunk, but he was angry. I think he was just tired by the time the last scene came.
He's a method actor. He's in
Oh.
character. He's got to be
He
the.
actually asked if his body
grizzly.
double could could be in for him for the last scene.
Who was your body double?
Uma Thurman.
Really? Well, this was Chicago Press Corps.
Right, but actually they filmed it in New York. They were originally supposed to film it in Chicago. And I was doing what was his Leonard Clark case?
Yeah.
And the Stuart Baird, the producer of Fugitive, came up to me and said, I'm doing a sequel to The Fugitive and I want you to be in it. I'm like, okay, sure, I'll meet you on the casting couch. Because I thought he was just some creep, trying to score a little action.
Yeah, no, I could put it together, yeah.
And then his handlers came up and said, no, really, that's Stuart Baird. He's the producer, and we'd like you to be a reporter. I'm like, all right.
And Pam
So I got
Zech-
paid $700 for that.
It's big money back then.
Yeah, it is.
Pam Zechman, then your body double. I mean, you got to do Chicago Reporter for Chicago Reporter, right?
I don't have Jay Levine's my body double.
Yeah, I could see him pulling that off.
Yeah, definitely. And throw a wig on him.
Jay Levine is a member now where I grew up caddying Chicago Golf.
Oh, really?
Yeah, so I like.
I like Jay Levine.
No, I'm going to say
he
nice
listens to
things.
the show.
I'm going to say nice things about him because I want him to, help me get into Chicago Golf.
Oh, well. Don't you have any rights since you worked there? Or how does this golf thing work? I don't understand.
Yes, you've got the caddy option to exercise.
Yeah,
it.
can't you golf on Monday afternoons? Or something?
Well, if I still caddy there.
Okay.
Yeah,
and then swim in their pool.
Maybe when I wash out, caddy swim 1 to 115. That's right. If I wash out of this radio gig, maybe I'll go back there, and work my way back up the ladder.
A member there?
How do you become
do you
a member?
Do you have to have sponsors?
Yeah, you're asked to be a member.
Oh.
It's sort of like Augusta. You can't petition. If you petition, you're out.
Oh, really?
So you just have to, be
just linger.
Yeah, you just have to, ingratiate yourself to the members as much as possible.
Oh.
So that's
Well, how
why
many
I'm
new
saying nice
members
things
do they
about Jay
take
Levine.
every year?
I don't
Yeah.
none. Maybe I mean there's only a few members. Like 120 members and probably 40 play regularly.
Wow.
Yeah.
And then they can bring guests, though, right?
They can.
If you get
Even the members are afraid of the other members, like the longtime members, to make sure that you're not doing anything to run afoul of Chicago golf culture because it is the cathedral of golf in North America.
And it's in Wheaton. Where is it?
Yeah, it's in Wheaton.
Okay.
So you have your, brush with greatness at U.S. Marshals, and I have my
Well, you caddied
aspirations
for-
of greatness
you
to
caddied
Chicago golf.
For Michael Jordan, didn't you?
Well, I did, but
Can you
I'd
not
like to
talk
be
about that?
I'd like to be on the other side of that bag. Is my point. I don't know if you're catching.
I
Yeah,
see what
I mean,
you're
I'd love to caddy for Jordan
Is this
again.
a fishing expedition?
I'd love to caddy.
312-642-5600.
I
Anybody from Chicago Golf?
I could use the scratch to caddy for Jordan again, or the Hawks too. Hawks were great. Caddy for Doug Wilson back in the day.
Oh,
L.C.
wow.
Cord.
Yeah. Who else?
Just gotta think back.
I made out with people and you caddied for people.
Yeah. Yeah, they weren't as interested in making out with me. All right, well, we'll transition from U.S. Marshals in Chicago. That was a lie. It was filmed in New York, you just said.
Part of it was in Chicago.
No,
Yeah.
the magic of
certain
Hollywood.
scenes, yes.
And my aspirations to one day be...
A member of Chicago Golf Club.
yes, part of the Vanguard class in golf. And we'll get to this interview we have at 7:35 this morning.
I can't wait. This is huge.
So there is a new accuser. So Me Too comes to Springfield. You had Denise Rothheimer, we've had on the show. She made allegations against soon-to-be former state senator Ira Silverstein of inappropriate sexual conduct. He ultimately was found to have violated the state ethics law, and he lost in the primary election. And now there's a new accuser that's come forward, and it's only being described as this new accuser is going to make allegations against a quote-unquote leading state legislator in Springfield. So, of course, the last 24 hours, the political bubble in this state has been abuzz with who that target may be. I think I know who it is. I'm fairly certain I do, but I'm not going to say it, and we're going to respect her. She's doing a press conference later this morning to lay it out, so she's going to lay out the conduct and then preview the press conference, but we're not going to confirm or deny who the alleged harasser, or worse, I don't know.
So she's going to name a name at 7:35, or she's going to wait until later?
She's going to do a press conference later this morning, at which point she will name the name. But
she'll tell us.
We'll have the story and the preview of that at 7:35, so you want to stay tuned for that.
This is the morning show more Chicago radio listeners are choosing. This is Chicago's Morning Answer on AM 560. The Answer.
Coming up on Chicago's Morning Answer, what's his secret? Have you noticed? President Trump is losing some LBs. We'll tell you why. But first, here's your forecast today. Hot, plenty of sunshine, a high of 91 degrees. Then some colder weather is going to move in here for the next few days. Friday, sun and clouds, a high of just 68. On Saturday, sunshine, a high of 71. And on Sunday, a little bit better, sunshine, breezy, a high of 75. Let's get into the Alarm Detection Systems Traffic Center. Here is Jim Talamonte.
Thanks, Amy. Thanks, Dan. I-80 remains closed westbound from the Manuka interchange to Brisbane due to a major overnight wreck. Traffic is forced off at Bridge in Manuka. Eden's inbound is heavy now. Peterson to the junction, 23 minutes. Lake Cook to Montrose. Kennedy, 25 minutes. O'Hare to downtown. Outbound 22. About Eisenhower, delays start at Wolf Road. It's now 46 minutes, 390 to downtown. Outbound 33. Northbound I-55, delays start at Weber. Then it's already an hour, 355 to Lakeshore Drive. Bryan is 25 minutes, 95th to downtown. I-57, 17 minutes, I-80 to the merge. Bishop 425. Northbound Tri-State has delays. Stevenson to the Hinsdale Oasis. From the Reagan all the way to North Avenue and from Central Road to Lake Avenue. Got a car fire there blocking 2 right lanes. I'm Jim Talamonte in the Alarm Detection Systems Traffic Center.
Hey, if you didn't get a spot on our upcoming golf outing to benefit the 100 Club of Chicago, well, we've got some great news. A couple of slots have opened up, which means you can still sign up your foursome to play with us on Thursday, June 14th at the beautiful Bolingbrook Golf Club. We're raising money for the 100 Club of Chicago. They need our help more than ever now. We've recently had a Chicago firefighter, a diver, pass away in the line of duty. And the 100 Club is providing financial assistance to the family and will help his 2 sons, ages 9 and 7, with education as they get further along in school. A portion of the proceeds from the outing will benefit this great organization. And when you buy a foursome for $1,196, I know that seems like a lot, but you can become a business benefactor, which means AM 560 will give you 25 60-second commercials that will air on this radio station Monday through Sunday between 5 a.m. and 10 p.m. That is a $3,000 value for just $1,196. You'll reach AM 560's audience of decision makers, and at the same time, you will be helping the great work of the 100 Club of Chicago. It's a win-win. So call now before they're gone. Call Anjanette at 847-472-8951. That's 847-472-8951. Enjoy a great day of golf, support a great charity, and reach new customers when you become a business benefactor. 847-472-8951.
Your local 1-hour heating and air conditioning knows how miserable it feels when your AC goes out. You want it fixed fast, fixed right, and get a fast quote. Unlike some companies, we don't give you a quote until we actually see what the problem is. Then we'll give you our straightforward price and always stand by our work. Right now, get savings on any AC repair. Call 855-1-HOUR.
Your comfort is just a call away. Call 1-HOUR.
Terms and conditions may apply. Call for details. Independently owned and operated. Licensed in the respective state or county.
Balance of Nature's fruits and veggies in a capsule.
I was diagnosed with congestive heart failure. I went from being able to work 14, 16 hours a day with no problem to where I could barely walk a block to the store. I went on to the phytonutrients about 6 months ago, and within a couple of months, my medical doctor had cut my prescriptions down in a little bit smaller dosage. The next time I went back a month later, I walked into the doctor's office and he says, "My gosh, what's happened to you? You don't even look like the same person." He looked at my legs and the swelling had gone down. My blood pressure was down. The venous stasis ulcers that I had had on my legs for the last 4 or 5 years because of the poor circulation were all healed, and I'm feeling far better.
When you call, use discount code Chicago, and we'll take 35% off your first month's order and ship it to you.
So here's the thing. Over the last year, Republicans have been busy in advance of the 2018 election. Republicans at the state level. So you had 15 of 51 House Republicans vote for the largest structural income tax increase in Illinois history last July. So they surrendered on taxes. 15 to 51. Remember the call right now from the Ronner Donner Party and his Flax is for unity.
Right. That's why we had that meeting at the Chicago Club.
So unity around what? Unity around what?
A progressive Republican.
Well, yeah, but you 15 of 51. So a third of the caucus voted for the tax increase, and 2/3, round numbers, did not. So how is that unity? And then you had Senate Republicans, 8 of 22 vote for the ERA, the pro-abort ERA, the vestigial ERA, 40 years past its sell-by date. And this is taken up and subscribed to by virtue signaling Republicans, all who ostensibly are pro-life. They characterize themselves as pro-life. So more than a third of the Senate Republican caucus votes for the ERA. Then the House Republican leader, Jim Durkin, leads 7 of his 51 members earlier this week to vote for an anti-gun gun licensing bill. And then yesterday, 10 of the 51 House Republicans also voted for that ERA, led by Jim Durkin. So surrendered
What
on
does that-
taxes, surrendered on gun rights, surrendered on life, and embraced all the radical left virtue signaling nonsense, in addition to sticking it to you financially. So where does the unity come exactly? 312-642-5600, turnkey.pro answer line, 64636DA, turnkey.pro text line. Are you paying attention to what your state legislators are doing, and particularly in the suburbs where you've got some Republican representation? Are you coming out to vote for your state rep? Are you coming out to vote for the governor? Are you coming out to vote against either or both if you're a center-right voter? Yesterday, the 10 Republicans voting yes on ERA. I mean,
What exactly does that? I mean, that's 36 years after the congressional deadline that you mentioned. So
Yeah.
how are things going to change? What does that mean?
It doesn't mean anything.
It's just an empty
I mean, there's
bill.
Will it trigger other states to pick it up, and then you have a legal fight once you get past the legal the constitutional threshold? But then at the same time, you have other states that have previously moved to rescind it. This is all virtue signaling nonsense. This is the brainchild of radical left feminists like Steinem and Abzug, and apparently now embraced by these Republicans who consider themselves pro-life, who call themselves conservative in the primary, and then go down to Springfield and govern like cultural Marxists. Jim Durkin leading the retreat, leading the surrender. Steve Anderson, lame duck, thanks to me and my allies, by the way. The lame ducks that are gone, that took a walk, it's because me and other people in my orbit, like John Tillman, Illinois Policy Institute, and Illinois Opportunity Project, we're an accountability mechanism. That's why Pat Brady and Bruce Rauner and Jim Durkin and Bill Brady don't like us, because they don't want to be held accountable. They want to play the Springfield two-step. Tell you they're a conservative in district, behave like a cultural Marxist, apologize for conservatism in Springfield so that they can pander to all sides when it comes to re-election. Durkin, Steve Anderson, lame duck. David Harris, Arlington Heights, lame duck. Chad Hayes, Danville, lame duck. Dan Brady, cousin of Pat. David Olson, Downers Grove. Bob Pritchard, DeKalb Way, lame duck. Grant Worley, Naperville. David Welter, Morris. Christine Winger, Wooddale. And I'll tell you right now, Olson and Winger, at minimum, are vulnerable in the general election. So are you going to rally to save these legislators who, by the way, Olson also voted against Gun Dealers Association, voted against gun rights. He was one of the 7 that surrendered on the gun licensing bill, along with Durkin.
But not one Republican surrendered on the abortion bill, right?
Well, here's the thing. Haven't they? I mean, when it came for the vote, all 73 legislative Republicans voted against it. Rauner signed it. Unity. 73 legislative Republicans against it. The governor signs it. Same party. Unity. Then there's this opportunity this week and a push by some conservative backbenchers, the handful that are actually principled, actually want to put in the fight, like Jeannie Ives, like Mark Batnick, like Alan Skillicorn, like Tom Morrison. There are some. A move to do a separate appropriation for House Bill 40 to force Democrats to take ownership of it. You fund it. You want to fund this open-ended entitlement? Then we'll have an up or down vote on the appropriation for the monies to fund abortion on demand all 9 months at taxpayer expense. But Durkin and Brady, the quote-unquote leaders of the two caucuses, they don't want it. Obviously, Rauner doesn't want it. They want to go home. So you heard Mike Scott's report, and we talked to Jeannie Ives about this yesterday. They don't care. They're running around saying, Jim Oberweis posted on Facebook, hey, you're not going to believe this, but we're near unanimity on a budget deal. And now it moves over to the House for a vote today so that everybody can go home and enjoy their summer. Yeah, that's near unanimity is not something to be celebrated. You know when you should be really afraid in Illinois, if you live here, is when legislative Republicans and Democrats agree on something in toto. That means there's another bank heist afoot. So a good piece by Ted Dabrowski over at Wire Points on this topic. No fight over the budget is bad for Illinois. The fact is Springfield should be fighting over which reforms to pass and how deep they should be. Illinois has the worst credit rating in the nation. Illinois has the nation's worst state pension crisis. Unpaid bills reached as high as $16 billion recently. Illinois hasn't had a truly balanced budget since 2001. The state's manufacturing base has collapsed. 3,000 fewer jobs in manufacturing than in 2000. The labor force and tax base are shrinking. Highest African-American unemployment rate in the country. Competing with New Jersey for greatest outmigration of college-bound high school seniors. Hey, but everybody agrees to spend $1 billion more, which is what this budget deal does. And then they're going to go home. And then they're going to tell you how they worked across party lines to pass a balanced budget. And it's all a lie. It's all a lie. And the question, I guess, is, is there going to be any reckoning come the fall? And I'll tell you what, there is going to be. And here's how it's going to happen. I mentioned this yesterday when we were talking to Jeannie Ives. There is a complete lack of enthusiasm among the base of the party, Republican Party in the state. So for those vulnerable, targeted, particularly suburban Republicans, why would I come out for you? What have you done for me except surrender on, kind of bread and butter platform positions of the Republican Party? Guns, life, taxes, spending. What is there to grab onto with respect to you? What's the difference between you and the other side? This is Rand Paul talking about Republicans at the congressional level who voted for that $1.3 trillion omnibus spending bill. When Democrats are in power, we're conservatives. When we're in power, we're Democrats. So what's the difference? Why should I bust my tail to save you? I think the electorate's going to ask themselves, and I don't think the incumbents are going to very much like the answer. It's interesting because I mentioned that the question of I recently did a survey, statewide survey, and one of the interesting questions and results, who do you think is going to win the governor's race?
Oh, who do I think? J.B. Pritzker.
Mm-hmm. So Rauner is down like 13 points.
Well, Pat Brady at that luncheon 2 weeks ago said that he's polling very well downstate and in central Illinois.
Yeah, well,
do you have anything to dispute that?
Maybe in Bloomington, but unfortunately the state's a lot bigger than Pat Brady's hometown. So he's down 13 points, which is basically within the margin error. He's down 18 right after the primary. The problem is he's at 30. He's totally upside down in terms of approval rating, 38.59. And it's a long way to go. 5 months is a long time. But then the question, who do you think is going to win? it's 2-1 Pritzker. So it's telling you something. It's telling you, first of all, that's a huge spread. Yeah. And that big a spread, if 2/3 of people don't think you're going to win, then you're not going to win. That's sort of self-fulfilling. That's how the electorate acts. Number one. Number two, it tells you of the demoralization of the base. I'm going to vote for Rauner because I'm a Republican or because, I buy the he's better than Pritzker argument, but I don't think he's going to win. But that's a relatively small minority of the electorate. And here's the other thing. Here's where the opportunity is. See, the establishment Republicans who've been in charge of this party for the last 50 years and are the reason we're the super minority party in the state when we've had conservative reform revolutions in all of our Midwestern neighbors. They think that voting for the ERA, voting to constrict your gun rights, trying to Me Too, to borrow a phrase, Democrats, is the way to protect themselves in their little districts. As I've said before, they think we beat them by joining them. I think that's an oxymoron. They don't. Well, the path is revolution. So this question I've been polling for a long time, at least annually, not biannually. Do you think what's required to improve conditions in Illinois, revolution or simple reforms on the margins? Revolution or simple reforms? In other words, are we at DEFCON 1 or DEFCON 5? It's bad, but simple reforms and everything will work out okay. Well, this is the likely general electorate that I'm polling. So this isn't Republicans. 46% say revolution. 31% say simple reforms. 20% are undecided, don't know. That's a big spread. 46% is a sizable constituency. It's almost a majority of the electorate, and you could probably push another 5% across the finish line if you decided that was the angle we were going to take, that was the value we were going to add, that was the message we were going to deliver. But, of course, these aren't credible messengers because you can come back to the district and say revolution, and then I look at your record and I see capitulation. I see that you sold us out, and now you're driving me out. That's what's actually happening. And the flim-flammery that they think they're going to get away with, they're not, because people won't come out for it. So what you're looking at right now, if the geniuses in charge of the Republican Party in this state, the same ilk that's been in charge for half a century, don't change their courses, you're looking at a slaughter in the suburbs. And then, well, the question is, who will be there, who will be left to pick up the pieces and try and rebuild anything come, post-November of 2018? And that's a question without an answer at present.
Coming up on Chicago's Morning Answer, we reveal President Trump's weight loss regime and what he's eating and cut out of his diet. That's very exciting stuff. Dan, maybe you can learn something. Yes, but first let's go into the newsroom and check in with Mike Scott.
Sunshine this morning, 69 degrees. U.S. and North Korean officials will meet again today talking possible summit between the president and Kim Jong-un. Secretary of State Mike Pompeo had dinner last night with Kim Yong-chol in New York City. President Trump heads to Texas today. He'll meet with families impacted by the recent school shooting at Santa Fe High School. White House offered a few details, but did say the president will offer personal condolences, especially to the 10 families who are dealing with those who were killed in the shooting massacre on May 18. More people are evacuating on Hawaii's Big Island. Lava from the Kilauea volcano oozing into their neighborhoods. Yesterday, Hawaii's Civil Defense Agency ushering people out as the lava flows picked up speed. Louisiana this morning is on the road to banning abortions after the 15th week of pregnancy. Current statute on the books bans the procedure after 20 weeks, but the legislature approved the new law, and Governor John Bel Edwards has signed it. A woman is under arrest charged with the shooting death of a Tennessee sheriff's deputy.
It was determined that the individual responsible for the deputy's death is Stephen Joshua Wiggins.
Tennessee Bureau of Investigation says Erica Miles is charged with one count of first-degree murder. She participated in the killing of Dixon County Deputy Daniel Baker. Illinois lawmakers are a vote away from a new state budget. Senate overwhelmingly approving a $38.5 billion spending plan. The Illinois House expected to approve that plan later today. Cleanup continues this morning after rainstorms slam Chicagoland, flooding from Elgin to Rolling Meadows to Elmhurst. Funeral services are set for the Chicago Fire Department diver who died in the line of duty this week. Visitation for Juan Bucio is set to be held Sunday at the St. Rita Chapel on Chicago's southwest side. Authorities have identified a woman killed in a motorcycle crash earlier this week in North Barrington. Lake County sheriffs tell us Deborah Platts died after being thrown from her motorcycle after striking a curb on Monday. A bill that would allow the courts to strip dangerous people of their guns is headed to Governor Rauner's desk. And in Springfield, Illinois, may raise the age to buy cigarettes or other tobacco products after all. The Illinois House voting yesterday to raise the tobacco age to 21 after a vote on the same plan failed on Tuesday night. Cubs fell to the Pirates 2-1. Indians over the White Sox 9-1. And the news is a service of Napa. This month at participating Napa Auto Parts stores, 5-quart jugs of Pennzoil Full Synthetic Motor Oil, just $23.99, plus $10 mail-in rebate. Quality parts, helpful people, that's Napa know-how. General States prices do not include applicable state and local taxes or recycling fees. 6:33 and a check of traffic and weather on the way next on AM 560.
Dennis Prager explains why Israel doesn't want to leave the West Bank.
Why would Israel leave the West Bank when it already has a perfect example of exactly what would happen if they did leave? The Israelis completely left Gaza, and it turned into a base of terrorism, a place to shoot rockets at Israelis.
The Dennis Prager Show, weekdays at 11, right before Sean Hannity at 2 on AM 560. The Answer.
Napa know-how. Hear that screeching sound from your car? It's your brakes yelling, "Change me." So head to any Napa Auto Care Center and we'll replace them for you. Or go to any Napa Auto Parts store and do it yourself. Either way, you'll get a $50 prepaid Visa card by mail on qualifying purchases over $250. Quality parts, helpful people. That's Napa know-how. Napa know-how. At participating Napa Auto Parts stores. Offer expires 5/31/18.
There's a reason Craftsman tools have been around for over 9 decades. It's because their solid reputation is built on trust. They've been trusted to be in the hands of the home improvement weekend warrior and the pro who knows these tools will be there day in, day out. After all these years, Craftsman tools have been in garages and toolboxes all across the country. They're finally coming home to Lowe's. Welcome Craftsman fixers and doers. For your go-to tool brand, start with Lowe's.
Are you happy with what's looking back at you in the mirror? I'm Dr. Howard Cooper from Excellence in Dentistry, and we'd like to help you with that smile. Whether you're looking to fix 1 or 2 teeth or a whole smile makeover, we can take care of all your dental needs. We have a beautiful modern facility and a great staff. And most importantly, we love what we do. That's what sets us apart from other offices. Let's face it, a dental office is not everyone's favorite place. Whether you're 2 or 102, we make it fun and enjoyable. We perform all types of dentistry as well. Fillings, root canals, crowns, extractions, dentures, implants. We do most everything right in our office. And for you denture wearers, we have a full in-house denture lab and can perform repairs and relines while you wait. We can also talk about adding implants so your denture will snap into place or become screw retained. This is the closest option to natural teeth. We are conveniently located in Gurnee at the corner of Washington and 21 in Saratoga Square. So make today the day you give us a call. 847-244-4000. That's 847-244-4000. Or visit us on the web at GurneeDDS.com. We look forward to seeing you, and remember, second opinions are always free. Excellence in Dentistry, creating excellence one smile at a time.
It is 6:35. Let's get an update on that morning ride to work in the Alarm Detection Systems Traffic Center. Here's Jim Talamonte.
Thanks, Mike. In Park Ridge, Canfield is closed north of the Kennedy between Thorndale and Higgins due to a house fire. I-80 westbound traffic is jammed. Shepley to the Manuka interchange, where traffic is forced off the roadway due to an overnight wreck. Eden's inbound delays start at Niles Center. 25 minutes like Cook to Montrose. Kennedy can get 26 minutes, so O'Hare to downtown. On 22, Eisenhower. 48 minutes, 390 to the Circle, outbound 33. Stevenson already an hour and 8 minutes, 355 to Lakeshore Drive. It's 37 minutes outbound. Bryan, 25 minutes, 95 to downtown. I-57, 21 minutes, I-80 to the merge. Bishop Ford, 25. Northbound Tri-State had a big jam. Dempster to Lake Avenue and a truck fire. 3 right lanes are blocked. Traffic service of Park Mobile, a smarter way to park. Before you drive into Chicago, make sure to reserve your parking spot with Park Mobile. Pick from over 100 garages all over the city and save up to 50% off drive-up rates. Download the Park Mobile app to save time, frustration, and money. Park Mobile is a smarter way to park. Traffic answers when you need them most. I'm Jim Talamonte on AM 560, The Answer.
Chicago's Morning Answer continues next. Your official Chicagoland weather forecast from the 1 Hour Heating and Air Conditioning Weather Center. Warm today, partial sunshine, high near 89, patchy clouds and 65 overnight. Much cooler tomorrow with clouds and sun and a high of 68. Currently 69. Next news at 7. Chicago's Morning Answer with Dan and Amy continues next on AM 560, The Answer.
This hourly segment is brought to you by Papa Nicholas Coffee. Papa Nicholas Coffee, roasted fresh daily in Batavia, Illinois.
You want more than just the headlines? Find out what's going on and what it means with me, Dennis Prager, this morning at 11, right here on AM 560, The Answer.
Dan and Amy, and we talked about the violence over the weekend in Chicago, Memorial Day weekend.
Yeah, how are those hot coals doing?
How
The
the
new
hot-
weapon in Chicago.
A hot coal fight at Adler Planetarium, sure.
It's ridiculous.
Also, a mob of teenagers overrunning a water tower in that area on Saturday night, injuring 4, resulting in 2 arrests. Alderman Brian Hopkins, systems have failed, the execution of response plans delayed and not effective as it needs to be. An internal review is underway to address these problems. We're going to keep you posted
Oh, really?
on steps being taken to prevent these situations into the summer.
And let's not forget when they kick them out of places that are heavily congested, such as North Avenue Beach, which they're now searching your bags. Then they get mad and they set the median on fire at LaSalle and Lakeshore Drive there, too. 'Cause
Yeah,
they
that's
got
right.
kicked out of the beach. And then, I mean, it's scary times. My friend's 15-year-old son was held up at gunpoint on Roscoe at 4:30 in the afternoon 2 days ago. They took his cell phone and all the cash. We had a kid mugged on the way to Blaine
You've seen the spike
in the alley. I mean, it's scary.
You've seen the spike in carjackings in the suburbs.
Yeah.
Kids going out from the city to the suburbs to steal cars. So, yeah, it's not contained. It was described in some police dispatch transcripts as mayhem over the weekend. And so what to do about it? Well, when the civilian political leadership abdicates, there's not much you can do. But one idea being bandied about and actually attempted in Stockton, California, is is based on an old idea of a universal basic income.
Right, and it's called Advanced Peace. And what it is paying likely known shooters a monthly stipend of $1,000 a month. They're to residents who are deemed most likely to shoot somebody. So it's modeled after that crime reduction program. We talked about it in the city of Richmond, California. So the idea is that a small number of people are responsible for a large percentage of violence. Same with in Chicago. They know who the gangbangers are. And they're offering them an alternative path. So you'll get counseling and a case management officer. And if you stay the course, you will receive $1,000 a month. This is an 18-month pilot program, but they want to see if this will actually reduce the number of shootings, if it will stop potential shooters.
The mayor.
And should we do that here? 312-642-5600 is our turnkey.pro answer line. 64636. Type in DA, then a quick comment.
The mayor of Stockton is a Stanford graduate named Michael Tubbs.
Yeah, he's 27 years old.
That's right. By the way, Stockton, you'll recall, not so long ago, before Detroit, was the biggest city in America to declare bankruptcy. It's about 300,000 people. And actually, now 3 years after coming out of bankruptcy, here's a little tip for you kids out there running municipalities like, I don't know, Chicago. 3 years after coming out of bankruptcy, Stockton's in a much better position, reorganized their debts and
as
liabilities.
Silicon Valley, those housing prices are so expensive that people are buying up homes in Stockton because they're reasonably priced.
The mayor says, with respect to this Advanced Peace program and paying would-be shooters, we get 50 constituents a week, if not more, calling and emailing us to explain why they would benefit. It's heartbreaking that they're asking, but it's also exciting that we can do something for these people. Yeah.
I mean, paying potential shooters so that they don't shoot. $1,000 a month. Wow. I mean,
well, there's a number of concerns with this. One is a pragmatic concern. The other is a moral concern. The pragmatic concern is $1,000 enough to disincentivize somebody from committing crimes they're inclined to commit to, largely participate in the drug trade.
Well, the mayor said they can spend the money as they wish, as they choose.
Well, okay. Well, it's not about how they spend the money.
It's just that they're
about
getting money.
Yeah, how they, what their other businesses would continue to be. I know you have the case manager and so on and so forth, but this seems to me very much like one of these ideas that sounds good in theory, and I'm people respond to incentives, so I appreciate trying to align incentives properly to encourage people to be law-abiding. But it seems to me a bit of a stretch to believe that the bureaucracy is going to manage the number of participants such that they, $1,000 a month stipend plus legitimate work in lieu of the
taking it to the streets.
Well, in lieu of what they're doing now. Remember, these are people. This isn't like just kids in high school. These are they say people likely to shoot someone. So that means they're in the gang lifestyle already.
Right.
So is that enough to pull them out and get them on the straight and narrow?
But Eddie Johnson, our superintendent, he said many times, we know who these shooters are. We know what neighborhoods, what gangs that they are coming from. So why shouldn't we offer them $1,000 a month? I wouldn't mind doing that in order to try and stop the shootings.
Mm-hmm. The money is not taxpayer dollars. It should be noted in Stockton.
Oh. Did they get a grant?
They $20 million grant from the
Wow.
California Community Education Foundation in an effort to increase the number of Stockton students who go to college. I guess they're going to pull some money from that foundation grant. Okay, so it's not on your dime, but it's still, I don't know, is that sending the wrong message as well? If you present yourself as a threat to the peace, as a threat to others, then we'll pay you to not be a threat. I mean, there's something in there like kind of like paying kids to get good grades. I mean, I get the incentives, but you're also sort of conceding the underlying point. What about all of the people who are law-abiding and don't need to be paid $1,000 to be law-abiding? I mean, I guess you got to deal with the reality on the ground and try and be creative to stop imminent violence. But I don't know that this does it.
This mayor, he is from Stockton, born and raised, but he said he was up all night. He was just thinking any way to attack poverty and address the violence. And he saw what they were doing in Richmond and thought, you know what, why not try it? See what happens.
This is an idea that's been around for a long time. This has nothing to do with crime or crime prevention, but the idea of a universal basic income, even like conservative social scientists like Charles Murray have suggested it, like a $13,000 stipend, annual stipend, and you can make an additional up to $30,000 a year if you want to maintain the stipend, and then you eliminate the welfare state. And it's it's a creative idea to try and wean people off of bad behavior, whether it is gaming the system, gaming the welfare state, being disincentivized to work, or and incentivized to work. Because the welfare state's gone, you have this money, and then you have the ability to earn this much money if you want to maintain the stipend, and if you want to earn more money, great, then the stipend goes away. Trying to get people, moving their way up the rungs of the economic ladder. There's an argument to be made for it. You're going to run into fairness issues like I was describing, but that's sort of kind of what this program attempts to do with a much less sympathetic population, gangbangers.
Right.
But if you can't afford the police, and even if you could have the requisite force, that can't be everywhere, and your policies at a socialist state like California are such that economic opportunities are few and far between for those on the lower end of the socioeconomic scale, like in Chicago. Yeah. Well, I don't know. Worthy of discussion.
It's what Chicago is talking about. It's Chicago's Morning Answer with Dan and Amy on AM 560. The Answer.
Oh, well, we had callers, but we can't see our callers. Thanks for calling in, though. Feel free to call in anytime. Forecast for today, hot with partly sunny skies, a muggy 91 degrees. Tonight, patchy clouds, a low of 65. And for tomorrow, cooler. We finally get a break from the heat, a high of 68 degrees with sun and clouds. Let's get into the Alarm Detection Systems Traffic Center. We always have your number. Here's Jim Talamonte.
Thank you, Amy. Good morning. Morning, Dan. CTA Red Line trains stopped around Chicago Avenue. Report of an unauthorized person on the track. I-80 has reopened westbound of the Paducah area. There was a crash which had everything shut down. Traffic's moving well. Eastbound I-80, a little tight Harlem to Ridgeland. Northbound Tri-State, the usual delays until you get to around Toohey where it's jammed. From there to Lake Avenue, 3 right lanes are blocked after a truck fire. Northbound Veterans Memorial, it's a bit tight. 63rd to Maple and Reagan to Roosevelt. Eden's 39 minutes, Lake Hook to the Junction. Kennedy, 42 minutes, O'Hare to downtown. The Ike now an hour and 8 minutes from 390 to the Circle. Stevenson, an hour, 8 minutes, 355 to the Drive. Ryan, 25 minutes, 95th to downtown. I'm Jim Talamonte in the Alarm Detection Systems Traffic Center.
I'm Lou Dobbs. President Trump says lower drug prices are on the way. ExxonMobil hopes for a new start on climate change, and the founder of an iconic Western wear chain has died. Those stories next.
Guess what? Right now is the perfect time to tackle those home projects you've been putting off. So come summertime, you can just sit back and relax. Home Advisor can help get you started. Home Advisor matches you to the right pro for the job in seconds. You can read reviews and even book appointments online. Home Advisor can help with any home project, big or small, painting, plumbing, even remodeling. Find a great pro now before the busy season hits. Go to homeadvisor.com or download the free app.
Home Advisor. Patriot Mobile offers great discounts to our military, veterans, and first responders every day to show that they appreciate and value their sacrifice. Switching to Patriot is easy. You can keep your number and bring over your compatible phone. They even reimburse your installment and switching fees as a bill credit. $500 per line and up to $1,500 per account. Make the switch at 1-800-A-PATRIOT or go to patriotmobile.com. That's 1-800-A-PATRIOT or patriotmobile.com.
President Trump says we can expect drug makers to announce voluntary and massive price cuts over the next 2 weeks. The president told an audience the administration's efforts to produce lower prescription drug prices will be paying off very soon. ExxonMobil CEO telling shareholders he hopes New York State's new Attorney General has a new outlook on his predecessor's lawsuit against the oil giant on climate change. The former New York State Attorney General claimed Exxon had withheld documents on its impact on climate change. James Cavender, who founded a 70-store Western wear chain called Boot City, died in East Texas at the age of 87. He opened his first store back in 1965. Please join me for Lou Dobbs tonight, 7 and 11 Eastern on the Fox Business Network. This is the Lou Dobbs Financial Report.
Gentlemen, when it comes to your daily health and quality of life, there are numbers every man needs to know, including our testosterone number. Dan Proft here. I personally recommend choosing my friends at Low T Center. It's where I got my levels tested. These guys are great. They make it quick and easy. Low T levels can make you feel tired and grumpy, cause lack of motivation and drive, can raise your cholesterol levels, cause weight gain, and loss of muscle mass. If you've been experiencing any of these symptoms, it's time to get your levels checked. At Low T Center, they accept most health insurance and will even verify it for you. Low T Center's physicians specialize in treating low T in men. It's been their specialty for many years. They know men's health and are reinventing men's health care. When it comes to your health and daily quality of life, do what I did. Get your numbers checked. You owe it to yourself. Call 312-239-3427. Tell them Dan Proft sent you. That's me. 312-239-3427. The number again, 312-239-3427. Or go to lowtcenter.com for more information. That's lowtcenter.com.
Are you behind in your mortgage, facing foreclosure, being given the runaround on a loan modification application by some bank or servicer? Well, you're not alone, but I may be able to help you. My name is Lou Bridges. I'm with the law firm of Lou Bridges and Associates. We've put together a team to help distressed homeowners like you. Give us a call. We give everyone who's eligible a free consultation. I guarantee you it will not be a sales pitch. We will give you our honest analysis, counsel, recommendations, and advice regarding your options.
We are experts in doing loan modifications successfully. We know the regs. We understand the process. Most importantly, we don't take no for an answer. We fight. We are prepared, and we win. We save houses. We make houses affordable. So if you want to keep your house affordable, contact us.
Go to bridgeslaw.net or call 224-513-1231. That's 224-513-1231.
Remember, people, never give up the land. Fight for truth and justice. You do that, and I guarantee you'll never be alone.
The school year is rapidly coming to an end, and maybe you're looking back at this past year and you aren't too happy with your child's school experience. Well, now's the perfect time to start thinking about doing something different this fall. Don't send your child back to a school that you just aren't happy with. Start thinking about sending your child to a private school at half the regular price. Thanks to halfpriceschools.com. At halfpriceschools.com, you can find local private schools from all over the Chicagoland area that are offering vouchers for a full year of tuition at, you guessed it, half the price with no catch. Find a school near you, purchase the tuition voucher, and prepare to send your child off to school this fall. It's that simple. Faith Evangelical Lutheran School in Antioch, Lake County Baptist School in Waukegan, St. John's Lutheran School in LaGrange, the list goes on and on. Make private schools affordable for your family for the first time this year, but do not wait. These vouchers always sell out. Visit halfpriceschools.com. That's halfpriceschools.com.
You've heard about the Coin Show. Now you need to make plans to go. Find out what collectors and investors have known for years. It's fun, full of history, and it can be a great investment. Make plans to attend the Greater Chicago Coin, Currency, and Collectible Show. It's one of the largest in the nation, and it's free. The Greater Chicago Coin, Currency, and Collectible Show is at the Pheasant Run Resort in St. Charles, Thursday, Friday, and Saturday, June 7th through the 9th. Admission and parking are free. Just bring your photo ID. Hundreds of dealers and displays. The best coin dealers from all over the country. See displays valued at millions of dollars, U.S. and world paper money, gold and silver bullion, and much more. Find out more about coins, currency, and collectibles. This show is a can't miss. The Greater Chicago Coin, Currency, and Collectibles Show. Thursday, Friday, and Saturday, June 7th through the 9th at the Pheasant Run Resort in St. Charles. Remember, admission and parking are free. Just bring your photo ID. Get more information at chicagocoinshow.com. That's chicagocoinshow.com.
Balance of Nature's fruits and veggies in a capsule. Thousands of doctors, health specialists, and professionals recommend Balance of Nature as a way of improving their health. Listen to a few unsolicited success stories from doctors that use Balance of Nature as well.
Scientific research has shown that many cancers and lifestyle diseases can be prevented with a diet rich in fruits and vegetables. This prevention comes from the phytochemicals in the plants. I take Balance of Nature because I know, I've seen it in my lab, and I know that it works. I've seen the immune response increase, I've seen your DNA repair capacity increase, and I've seen DNA protection. And that, to me, as a scientist, rings so true.
When you call, use discount code CHICAGO, and we'll take 35% off your first month's order and ship it to you free. Call 800-2468-751. That's 1-800-2468-751. Or go online to balanceofnature.com and use discount code CHICAGO.
Signature Bank is Chicago's fastest growing independently owned business bank. It's a bank where relationships still matter. Signature Bank knows your name and your story. I'm Dan Proft, and I know this because Signature Bank is my business bank.
I'm Tom Goleb, Chief Financial Officer of Navitas Systems, a leader in the next generation of advanced battery technology and a customer of Signature Bank. A few years ago, I heard Signature Bank on an AM 560 radio ad, just as our previous commercial bank was being acquired. I knew Mick O'Rourke and Kevin Bastuga from a prior enterprise. I valued my relationship with them and the way they worked earned my trust and my business. So I decided to give Signature Bank a call. They took the time to understand our early-stage technology company that has its own set of challenges. Signature Bank took care of us, and now we are satisfied customers.
Signature Bank is looking for their next success story. To learn more about turning your business vision into reality, visit signaturebank.bank. Signature Bank, helping local businesses succeed. Member FDIC, Equal Housing Lender.
AM 560, The Answer.
Talking about this idea in Stockton, California that's being pursued to pay would-be violent offenders $1,000 to not be violent. One email. Dan, it seems like me the closest model to what you're describing is the mafia hustling protection money out of store owners for them not to have an accident. They wouldn't want to have a lightning strike or some other mishap overnight, would they? Yeah, I see what you're saying. But obviously the hope, and I do say hope here, is that you'd incentivize the lawful, peaceable behavior and then move kids out of gangbanging to more productive pursuits for life. Carl in Arlington Heights, you're on Chicago's Morning Answer.
Good morning, you two. So it just goes to full circle of how we treat international terrorists. We find all the bad actors, we gather them together, we find out what the incentivization is for them not to be bad actors, and we brought that policy home to our towns and cities. Coming to one near you, I would add. And it also comes down to, and any type of entitlement, call it what you will, there's always that, cost of living adjustment that is always revisited and added to. And I wonder what the cost of violence adjustment is going to be for those little deers who aren't getting what they consider to be enough any longer.
Well, thanks for the call, Carl. I mean, this is not without problems. This is not any kind of panacea. I think it's an attempt to try and increase the peace in the short term. The only thing I'd say is it's not like international terrorism. This is not ideological gangbanging. It's financial. So it's a little bit different, the motivation, right? So the incentives you could present could have different impact than trying to incentivize somebody out of, being a member of the Muslim Brotherhood. A little bit different. Gary in Naperville.
Hey, thanks, Dan and Amy. Appreciate everything you talk about here. Yeah, and feeding off what was just said, that, first of all, on the short term, it probably will work. Hawthorne effect. You make a change, and it'll probably have some positive effect.
Yeah.
If you look at history, it's not going to have a long-term effect. Look at communist China. They supposedly gave you, some income and food and a place to stay. It should have been perfect, right? But they still had a lot of criminals, and then they executed a lot of them. Which you think you eliminate the bad guys, they're still 75 years later, still criminals. So the only real answer is to have the Judeo-Christian ethic that they used to teach in schools, even when you grew up in DuPage County. They used to,
Gary,
teach the Bible.
Gary, we've got to go, but I agree with your point, and thanks for making it.
Coming up on Chicago's Morning Answer.
The Roseanne fallout continues at 7:07.
But first, here's Mike Scott.
Illinois lawmakers inch close to a state budget. WIND Chicago News Time, 7 o'clock.
It was a good working dinner. I'm Dave Anthony, Fox News. That's what Secretary of State Pompeo says. And after breakfast, he'll meet again with a top North Korean official in New York, one of Kim Jong-un's closest aides, trying to get that meeting President Trump canceled back on next month.
The U.S. delegation is also along the North-South Korean border. According to a senior State Department official, the delegation is trying to come to an agreement on the substance of a potential meeting. Pompeo says the U.S. is committed to the complete, verifiable, and irreversible denuclearization of the Korean Peninsula.
Fox's Ellison Barber, amid all the worry about a U.S.-China trade war, there's tension with the European Union. Fox's Rachel Sutherland, live in Washington.
Dave, the EU was granted a temporary exemption from tariffs on aluminum and steel, along with Mexico and Canada. That exemption expires tomorrow. The Wall Street Journal reports the Trump administration could impose duties as soon as this morning, a day ahead of the deadline to win concessions. The move could spark retaliatory tariffs. The European Union had previously threatened to slap tariffs on goods like bourbon and motorcycles coming into the U.S. Dave.
Rachel, President Trump will go to Texas today to meet with supporters and also get together with parents who lost children in the Santa Fe high school shooting nearly 2 weeks ago. At yesterday's White House briefing, a student journalist, 13 years old, working at Time for Kids, asked,
Or our friends could get shot at school. Specifically, can you tell me what the administration has done and will do to prevent these senseless tragedies?
Sarah Sanders got a little choked up answering.
Certainly as a parent, there is nothing that could be more terrifying for a kid to go to school and not feel safe. So I'm sorry that you feel that way. This administration takes it seriously, and the School Safety Commission that the president convened is meeting this week, again, an official meeting.
The manhunt continues in Tennessee. The day after Sheriff Sergeant was murdered, the accused killer's accomplice has been arrested. Fox News, fair and balanced.
Clouds and sun. 69 degrees at 7:02 on AM 560. The Answer. Good morning. I'm Mike Scott. Illinois lawmakers are a vote away from a new state budget. The Senate last night overwhelmingly approving a $38.5 billion spending plan. Both Republicans and Democrats claiming the state budget is balanced and good for the state. The House may sign off on the plan later today. Cleanup underway after rainstorms flooded Chicagoland. Heavy rains from Elgin to Rolling Meadows to Villa Park. Rescue boats were called in to save 10 from a building in Barrington. Mayor Emanuel kicking off his long-promised plan to have free universal pre-kindergarten in Chicago. AM 560's David Stewart was there.
Mayor Emanuel officially announced plans to phase in full-day universal pre-K for all of the city's estimated 24,000 4-year-olds. He said it's the next logical step in helping all children succeed.
Pre-K for 4 years old is broken today. This is going to fix that. You know, kids drop out of college in 3rd grade. That's why we're making these investments early on to get that right.
The program will start this fall with 180 full-day classrooms serving 3,700 preschoolers in what the city calls communities with the most children in need. Pre-K will be universal by 2021. David Stewart, NBC News Radio, Chicago.
The Illinois Department of Public Health reporting the first mosquitoes to test positive for West Nile this year in the suburbs of Glenview and Morton Grove. An appeals court in Chicago is refusing to dismiss corruption charges against former U.S. Representative Aaron Schock, saying yesterday it cannot legally assess whether his prosecution violated constitutional separation of powers clauses until after his trial. Chicago sports. Cubs left 11 on base in a 2-1 loss to the Pirates. Corey Kluber struck out 10 as the Indians beat the White Sox 9-1. The news, a service of Lowe's. Shop Lowe's for savings that will help you enjoy your outdoors. A great deal more as well, like up to 20% off select grills. All projects have a starting point. Start with Lowe's. Offer valid through 6/6 while supplies last. U.S. only. 7:04 on AM 560. Time for a dry basement and a healthy home. It's time to call Permaseal. 800-421-SEAL. A check of traffic and weather on the way next on AM 560.
Hey guys, Ken here from the Business Accelerator podcast, Today's Growth. If you had to choose a vehicle to take you up the rocky side of a mountain, would you choose a Ferrari or a Jeep? The Ferrari's faster, cooler, maybe even sexier, but if you have to get to the top, the Jeep's a better bet. I think we can agree getting to the top is not about the driver, it's the vehicle. Have you noticed people often pick their financial vehicle like they pick their cars? Washington Post shared that only 1 out of 4 people choose a job that uses their college degree. Why? Simple. Something more immediate, maybe cooler, maybe even sexier came along first. Shouldn't the main deciding factors for revenue generation be production or output? Should the cool factor have any weight in choosing someone's income? If getting to the top of the financial mountain is mission critical for you, why not add a few Jeeps to your garage? Could your household or business use an additional revenue model that makes it to the top every time? If so, you have to see the Jeeps lined up at IncomeStore.com. That's IncomeStore.com.
People have long associated the Ozinga name with concrete, but truth be told, Ozinga has always been on a quest to create a better world. We want to help you build your business so you can provide for your family, create better jobs, and build your community. It's why we constantly engineer better concrete, haul raw materials, and supply cleaner fuel. Together, we can positively impact the places where we live, work, and play throughout the Chicagoland area. To learn more, go to ozinga.com. That's OZINGA.com.
So, you're a truck driver, a clutch cowboy, a wrangler of the road. At Ozinga, you are exactly who we need. Concrete truck drivers. People who aren't afraid of a little adventure and hard work. If you're tired of monotony and are looking to build something that matters, then come build with us. At Ozinga, we are building our families, our communities, and our country. Apply online today at ozinga.com. That's OZINGA.com.
Make your home an ADT home and help protect against break-ins, fire, and carbon monoxide. Get our lowest rate for fast response monitoring, starting at just $28.99 a month. That's about $1 a day from the most trusted name in home security. Get ADT's tested, trusted, and proven security and service, now at a great value. Don't wait. Call today. ADT. Always there. Now everywhere. Requires 36-month monitoring contract. Early termination, taxes, and install fees apply. Certain markets excluded. See terms and pricing at ADT.com.
Transform your child's summer with Mathnesium. Children of all skill levels enjoy our math-focused summer programs like fractions, multiplication, algebra readiness, and more. These programs prevent summer learning loss and get kids ready for the year ahead. Mathnesium is the authority in math education, trusted by more than 500,000 parents. We have over 900 centers worldwide. Call 855-SUMMER5 to contact yours. That's 855-SUMMER5. At Mathnesium, we're changing lives through math.
7:07. Let's get an update on the roads in the Alarm Detection Systems Traffic Center with Jim Talamonte.
Thanks, Mike. Northbound Tri-State, it's slow going from 111th to Mile Long Bridge and from the Stevenson to 31st. Very slow Roosevelt to North Avenue. Jammed from the Adams Tollway to Lake Avenue. 3 right lanes are blocked after a truck fire. Southbound delays are 120 to 137 after the Irving Park toll to the Bensonville Bridge. Reagan Tollway tight York to the Tri-State, northbound Veterans Memorial, slow Boughton to Maple, and from the Reagan Tollway to St. Charles. Eden's 39 minutes, Lake Cook to the junction, outbound 21, Kennedy, 50 minutes, O'Hare to downtown, outbound 34. On Eisenhower, an hour and 8 minutes, 390 to the Circle. It's 55 minutes from Manheim, outbound 48 minutes to 390. Stevenson, an hour and 14 minutes, 355 to Lakeshore Drive, outbound 48 minutes, the Rhine 30 minutes, 95th to downtown. I-57, 30 minutes, I-80 to the Merge, Bishop Ford, 40. Traffic answers when you need them most. I'm Jim Talamonte on AM 560, The Answer.
Chicago's Morning Answer continues next. Your official Chicagoland weather forecast from the 1-hour heating and air conditioning weather center with meteorologist Kevin Snyder.
Today, partial sunshine with a high approaching 90. Patchy clouds for the night, low 65. Cooler tomorrow with clouds and sun and wind gusts up to 30 miles per hour, high 68. Mainly clear night tomorrow night with a low 52. I'm Kevin Snyder on AM 560, The Answer.
Currently in Chicago, 70 degrees. Next news coming up at 7:30. Chicago's Morning Answer with Dan and Amy continues next on AM 560, The Answer.
This hourly segment is sponsored by the Townstone Financial Show, Saturday afternoons at 1. Nobody values your mortgage business like Townstone. Listen and call for the best advice.
This is Chicago's Morning Answer with Dan Proft and Amy Jacobson on AM 560, The Answer.
Good morning, Dan and Amy. I guess we have to endure one more day of Roseanne fallout since the president responded to the controversy in part, not necessarily what Roseanne tweeted or even about the show, but he tweeted, Bob Iger of ABC called Valerie Jarrett to let her know that ABC does not tolerate comments like those made by Roseanne Barr. Gee, he never called President Donald J. Trump, that would be him, to apologize for the horrible statements made and said about me on ABC, maybe I just didn't get the call. Call me maybe didn't happen for President Trump. And, of course, a lot of the back and forth online and among the punditry on the cable news networks has been about what the left tolerates in terms of vile language and characterizations in the direction of President Trump and others as compared to what they're willing to tolerate from, say, Roseanne Barr. 312-642-5600, turnkey.pro answer line, 64636DA, turnkey.pro text line. Does anybody other than Amy care about the cancellation of the Roseanne show?
Well, of course, I'm concerned about the staff members. There's people, in the lighting crew, the editors. I mean, hundreds of people lost their jobs yesterday. And they were just about, getting ready, the writers were for season 2 on the day that they were fired. But I have an idea. I think that they should do the show without Roseanne. They could kill off her character, or maybe she can go to rehab for being a racist or having a substance abuse problem, atone for her sins, and then rejoin the cast later on in a different season if they don't kill her off. Mm-hmm. But that way, guaranteed employment for all those hundreds of people.
Well, you
can see what kind of ratings you're going to get.
You better shoot an email over there to Bob Iger.
You think I
run
should?
that up the flagpole, see what he says.
But Roseanne, meanwhile, tweeted yesterday, I'm not a racist. I never was, and I never will be. One stupid joke in a lifetime of fighting for civil rights for all minorities against networks, studios, at the expense of my nervous system, family, wealth will never be taken from me.
Okay.
So does that make it all better now?
For who? I was just looking at the New York Post.
I know, I
I'm
see
much,
you over
I'm much
there.
more interested in if we're going to do idiot celebrity coverage, I'm much more interested in Kim Kardashian's big prison reform meeting with President Trump, mostly because it's the best thing that ever happened to New York Post headline writers. Trump meets rump. Kim Jong-un pitches president on prison reform. The other big-ass summit. I mean,
Oh.
they're so...
It's just so juicy. Is that what you're saying?
well, it's indeed that they had 3 headlines for the one story. They couldn't settle on the definitive headline. There's so much good material there. They went with 3 on the front page of the New York Post, so that's kind of fun.
Yeah. Sarah Sanders yesterday, of course, back to Roseanne, your least favorite subject, was asked about President Trump's tweet.
Where was Bob Iger's apology to the White House staff for Jamel Hill calling the president and anyone associated with him a white supremacist? To Christians around the world for Joy Behar calling Christianity a mental illness? Where was the apology for Kathy Griffin going on a profane rant against the president on The View after a photo showed her holding President Trump's decapitated head? And where was the apology from Bob Iger for ESPN hiring Keith Olbermann after his numerous expletive-laced tweets attacking the president as a Nazi and even expanding Olbermann's role after that attack against the president's family? This is a double standard that the president is speaking about. No one is defending her comments. They're inappropriate, but that's what the point that he was making.
Yeah, it's a double standard. Leftist double standard. The left treats intolerance from the left different than it treats even tolerance from the right, much less something as vile as what Roseanne Barr said. And I wouldn't certainly put her as a person of the right. She's just a hot mess, and she's a vile person, has been for a long time, and that
Right.
should be no surprise to anyone.
But
I
why
mean,
do we have to erase her existence?
Well-
Erase the reruns. The reruns are gone. We can't even. Maybe I could go buy a DVD of Roseanne
yeah,
first
I mean,
10 seasons.
Real broken
No.
up for you. But
I don't like Roseanne Barr, but I like her in that show.
okay.
And I think
I
what
don't
she
know.
said was stupid, but honestly, no one can make a mistake anymore.
Well, okay. I don't know. Write a letter to the network. I don't know. What do you want to say about it? This is it's so
I
funny
mean,
that
it's hard to defend her and what she did, but she's not mentally straight, okay? But I like to watch her in that
it's
show.
so interesting, like the hills that people want to die on. Why does Sarah Sanders? I mean, I know what she's trying to do is spin out of this and use it as an opportunity to beat up the D.C. press corps, and I'm generally all for that. But the follow-up question shouldn't be competing to see who could be more morally indignant. Should be, why do you want an apology from Bob Iger or Keith Olbermann or Jameel Hill or Kathy Griffin or Joy Behar? Why would you even bother? Why do you care? How do you have time for it? Joy Behar, Jameel Hill, Keith Olbermann, Kathy Griffin, these are serious people whose opinions we have to address, whose rants the President of the United States should be kind of leading the charge to, leading the accountability charge. It's so banal, isn't it? Who cares? Have standards. Don't suffer fools. Everything else that you read in life's little instruction book when you were a teenager, or I mean, it's just this is so sophomoric, both directions.
Well, as a press secretary, that was, of course, the first question out of the box was President Trump's tweet.
I understand the question because the D.C. press corps is as sophomoric as everybody else. Of course they are. Yeah. They're no different than Mario Lopez. They're like celebrity journalists, quote unquote. And I mean the quote unquote and journalists, not celebrity. Yeah. Joe in Naperville, you're on Chicago's Morning Answer.
They could make this all go away and make some good money. Roseanne Barr goes on apology tour with Reverend Jackson and then sells her show to BET.
Apology tour with Jackson to be sold to BET. Okay, all right. Thanks for the call, Joe.
Oh.
Donna on the South Side.
Hi, how are you?
Good.
I just wanted to say that I do like Roseanne, and I've always liked her other shows. I don't believe that she's a racist, but yeah, she has some issues, and she came out and said something that she probably shouldn't have said. With that said, what about Louis Farrakhan, Mr. Calypso singer? Look at the things that he's saying about white people and against Jews. What about Whoopi Goldberg with the T-shirt that has a photo of Mr. Trump with a gun to one side and blood coming out the other end where the bullet exits? What about all these other things that occur? And I don't know if you understand, but you can't say anything at work. The other side can say whatever they want against you, and you can't defend yourself. You can't even comment. We're just looking for fairity. She made a mistake, punish her, and let's put the show back on the air. That's it.
God bless
all
you,
right.
Donna.
Thanks for the
And you know
call,
what?
Donna.
Whoopi Goldberg should be yanked off The View. That T-shirt she was wearing was vile. It was sick, and it was violent. Secret Service should be called. She has walking around New York with a T-shirt with a gun to Trump's head and blood flowing out the other.
Yeah, she's a vile person too. So I don't want to be in the business of kicking people off. So I'm not necessarily subscribing to the idea that Roseanne should be canceled. I'm just not that worked up about it. But this, as we talked about yesterday, this competition to see who can outrage the other side. This person is vile, but I like them, and that person is vile too, and they were treated disparately, and so the response is should be everybody goes. Since Roseanne went, Whoopi goes.
Well, what's the
Olbermann
difference
goes.
between Roseanne and Whoopi Goldberg? Roseanne's a Trump supporter.
Well, yeah, right. The Trump supporter is treated differently than by the elites in these cultural institutions than the non-Trump supporter. This just in. John in Palatine.
Hey, Dan and Amy. I think Herman Cain was onto something when he said that Roseanne's show often supported and talked in a positive way about Trump's policies. And so I think the left-leaning network wanted to do anything whatsoever to have a reason to kill it off, which everything goes against the First Amendment, too. I don't understand this.
Well, thanks for the call, John. It has nothing to do with the First Amendment. This is not a restraint on government. I mean, the First Amendment is a restraint on government. This is not government. This is a private enterprise called a television network deciding what content they are not going to air within the bounds of FCC rules and regs, right? This has nothing to do with the First Amendment. And with respect to whether or not this was, looking for a reason, one of these conspiracy theories, there's not much evidence to support that. I mean, it's possible. I don't know what's in the mind of Bob Iger. I know he's a liberal. I also know he's a network executive that wants successful shows, and
he was mulling running for president in 2020.
Yeah, and he also is the president of the network with shareholders who want successful shows that generate money for the network, and Roseanne was a successful show.
$65 million.
$65 million what?
That was projected for next season that they're going to make.
Who's they?
The
ABC.
Yeah.
Right. So there you go. So he's wants to throw $65 million away for his network and his shareholders and the board to whom he reports to make a point about Trump. Jeff in Arlington Heights.
Hey, Dan and Amy, good morning. So if someone in the Trump administration were playing the same role as Valerie Jarrett, how mercilessly would they be attacked, and with what vile comments would they be attacked by the left? Valerie Jarrett got a pass for the entire time she was in the administration because of her skin color. So now to turn around and make a huge deal out of this, it's kind of hypocritical.
Thanks for the call, Jeff. I mean, she didn't get a pass from Rahm or Axelrod. They locked horns on a number of occasions.
Oh, yeah. Valerie Jarrett's the one that said, you're no longer friends with Oprah Winfrey. And she shut that relationship down. She controlled President Obama. That's her son.
And is Valerie Jarrett being treated differently by the D.C. press corps than, say, Kellyanne Conway? Yeah. I know. I get the double standard of the left. What I don't get is why we want to exact our own double standard, or we want to kind of go eye for an eye with this, we want to kind of get down into kind of their base hypocritical level of thinking. I say this all the time about the left. We could be them. They couldn't be us. We should guard that jealously. It's an important difference. Frank in Lamont.
Good morning.
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 I think I have two comments, please. One, I think Roseanne should sue for an inappropriate discharge, and then I think we should. I have to say, what's wrong with her comment? Valerie Jarrett was born in Iran, which is a Muslim country, and we are all descendants from apes. If you look at Darwin, we all came from apes.
Yeah,
so
well,
what's the big deal?
Thanks for the call, Frank. Well, first of all, Darwin was wrong, but you should read Thomas Malthus about Darwin. Just repeating shibboleths, and come on.
And
let's not be purposely naive about the nature and tone of that comment.
And real quickly, I have to correct ourselves. That picture of Whoopi Goldberg with the Trump caricature firing a gun to his head or that is false. Picture was photoshopped.
Imagine that.
I know.
That's why Abe Lincoln said, "Don't believe everything you read on the internet." Jasmine and Wilmette.
Hi, Dan. We all love that he's a fighter. That's the beauty of it, is that he will go after it. He's got the energy for it, and he has the megaphone for it. And the forgotten men and women out here love that he's out there fighting the liberal bias. And it's not so much that he wants a tit for tat, you apologize to him. Where's my apology? People take him literal. He's not literal. He's not looking for an apology. He could care less. What he's trying to show and demonstrate is that these guys are hypocrites, and these guys are liberal, and these guys are speaking on both sides of the mouth. They're just, we just love him as being the fighter that he is.
Thanks for the call, Jasmine. Sean in Elmwood Park.
First off, Herman Cain was right about two things. The 6-button double-breasted suit is fracking timeless and is a classic.
I do like that.
Number two, 999 is more than just a catchy slogan. And anybody that quotes Darwin, he is the ultimate Klansman. Ever read him? I love how people just say, granted, I tell you, he does believe we're animals, but if you read him, you realize exactly what he thought of black people. And you should be more careful when you do that. The other thing about the Trump tribalist that I find fascinating, nobody likes the athletes that kneels for the flag. No, everybody fire them, throw them in the... You remember what Roseanne Barr did when she was able to sing the national anthem? Now she's a hero. And the other thing is, why should she sue? She's an employee. I don't like how you look. You're fired. You say something I don't like, you're fired. You're nothing but an employee. Now take out the garbage. Who gets to sue her are the hundreds of people Amy's worried about. Because of that one moron, you're all fired. So that's who gets to sue her.
Thanks, Sean.
You've made the switch, and it feels so good. You switched to Chicago's Morning Answer on AM 560. The Answer.
On AM 560 The Answer, we talk about the important issues that affect your world. Things like the economy, education, and foreign policy. There's always so much going on in the news that we don't always have the time to focus in and talk about the big ideas behind the important issues. Enter Upstream Ideas online at upstream-ideas.com. Upstream Ideas, in partnership with the Illinois Opportunity Project, provides the kind of information that informs the policy discussions happening here on AM 560. At Upstream Ideas, you'll broaden the debate, move beyond partisan assumptions, and challenge accepted beliefs. Upstream Ideas goes against the current and thinks upstream. Go online now at upstream-ideas.com. That's upstream-ideas.com. You'll be armed with new information and fresh perspectives to help encourage you to make the state of Illinois and the United States of America a bit freer, a bit more just, and a bit more civilized. Upstream-ideas.com.
Do you want to do something for yourself, something for others, and have a great day of golf? If that's what you want, then join us for our annual golf outing. It is Thursday, June 14th at the Bolingbrook Golf Club. A few foursomes have opened up. It's $1,196. What? But with that, proceeds from the golf outing will benefit the 100 Club of Chicago. They help family members of fallen first responders, firefighters, EMTs. And then we will give you 25 60-second commercials to promote your business, to take your business to the next level. They'll air Monday through Friday. Dan could voice the commercials. Joe Walsh can. I can. It's a $3,000 value for just $1,196. You'll reach AM 560's audience of decision makers, and at the same time, you'll be helping the great work of the 100 Club of Chicago. If you have any questions, don't hesitate. Call Ann Jeanette right now at 847-472-8951. That's 847-472-8951. Enjoy a great day of golf, support a wonderful charity, and reach new customers when you become a business benefactor. 847-472-8951.
Balance of Nature's fruits and veggies in a capsule. Thousands of doctors, health specialists, and professionals recommend Balance of Nature as a way of improving their health. Listen to a few unsolicited success stories from doctors that not only recommend it, but use Balance of Nature as well.
In my practice, I was getting to the point where I couldn't have the strength to see that many patients anymore. I was diagnosed with sarcoidosis. It really affected my breathing and the strength that I had. And I was introduced to the fruits and veggies. Just slowly, my strength started to come back. And it was because of the good nutrition. I can't say enough good for Balance of Nature and what it's done for me. I recommend it to everybody.
When you call, use discount code CHICAGO, and we'll take 35% off your first month's order and ship it to you free. Call 800-2468-751. That's 1-800-2468-751. Or go online to balanceofnature.com and use discount code CHICAGO.
Being successful in business means overcoming enormous obstacles to serve your customers and community. AM 560, The Answer, wants to shine a spotlight on businesses that are thriving. We want to celebrate their success by finding out what makes these businesses unique, successful, and what we can learn from them. We want to know how you built it. Presented by Chicagoland Waterproofing. To tell us how you built it, go to 560theanswer.com/built. That's 560theanswer.com/BUILT. Sponsored by Signature Bank and Ozinga.
Your local 1 Hour Heating and Air Conditioning knows how miserable it feels when your AC goes out. You want it fixed fast, fixed right, and get a fast quote. Unlike some companies, we don't give you a quote until we actually see what the problem is. Then we'll give you our straightforward price and always stand by our work. Right now, get savings on any AC repair. Call 855-1-HOUR.
Your comfort is just a call away. Call 1 Hour.
Terms and conditions may apply. Call for details. Independently owned and operated. Licensed in the respective state or county.
Dan Proft here with the Home Loan Expert. He is Ryan Kelly, homeloanexpert.com. And a program that Ryan Kelly has that's near and dear to our hearts here at AM 560 is one specifically that caters to veterans, military families. The Hero Loan Program is what it's called. And Ryan, can you tell us a little bit about that?
Absolutely, and thank you for letting me join you today, Dan. Hero.loan, that's hero.loan. It's the only way to VA. And we were sitting at our office, and we were trying to find a way to give more back to our service members, active and retired, and military families. The VA loan program really needed to be retooled, I guess, for lack of better words, and that's what we've done. We've streamlined it. We close VA loans in 14 days. I pay for your appraisal, and we give a portion of our money back to a great foundation called Fisher House. If you're even considering refinancing or buying a home and you qualify for the VA financing, apply online today at hero.loan. That's hero.loan, the only way to VA. The Home Loan Expert, LLC.
AM 560, The Answer.
Coming up on Chicago's Morning Answer, an exclusive interview.
We're going to speak with a woman we're going to refer to as M, who is going to have a press conference this morning to name a leading Illinois legislator and allege sexual misconduct against that individual. She'll tell us her story at 7:37.
But first, into the newsroom we go. Here is Mike Scott.
Clouds and sun, 71 degrees. Officials from the U.S. and North Korea meet again today. They'll continue talks about a possible summit between President Trump and Kim Jong-un. Secretary of State Mike Pompeo meeting with the highest-ranking North Korean official to visit the U.S. in 18 years. President Trump will be in Texas today, meeting families impacted by the recent school shooting near Houston. The manhunt continues for a suspect wanted in the shooting of a Tennessee deputy. Officials say Dixon County Deputy Daniel Baker was shot to death Wednesday morning. Deputy Baker was reportedly dispatched to an area just west of Nashville to investigate a suspicious vehicle and was later found dead about 2 miles away. Illinois lawmakers are one vote away from a new state budget, a $38.5 billion spending plan. Republicans and Democrats are claiming it's balanced and good for the state. The House is expected to approve that plan later today. Mayor Emanuel promising to bring free preschool to the city of Chicago.
It should not be based on income or experience or knowledge. It should be a right for every child who's 4 years old that they have what is essential for their future. And we need to start providing that as a city.
It's expected to cost the Chicago Public Schools about $175 million. Emanuel did not explain how the program would be paid for. The University of Chicago Medicine's new trauma center having a busy first month. Center opening on the South Side May 1st. Since then, over 270 patients have been treated there. A Chicago political advisor and member of the Obama Foundation is dead. Desiree Tate passed away at the age of 62 at one time. She was an aide to Mayor Harold Washington and advised former Illinois U.S. Senator Carol Moseley Braun. Cubs left 11 on base in a 2-1 loss to the Pirates. Corey Kluber struck out 10 as the Indians clobbered the White Sox 9-1 in Cleveland. The news service of Geico. 15 minutes could save you 15% or more on car insurance. Great news, there's a quick way you could save money. Switch to Geico. Geico could help you get great coverage at a great price. And it only takes 15 minutes to see if you could save 15% or more on car insurance. Go to geico.com today and see how much you could save. 7:33 and a check of traffic and weather on the way next on AM 560.
I am a Trump supporter.
The Joe Walsh Show.
Now, I am a Trump supporter who will freely criticize the president when I think he's done wrong. And done wrong can be sending out a stupid tweet, raising taxes, or supporting amnesty. Can be anything. It's the issues to me. And when President Trump does something that does not advance those issues, I'll call him out on it.
The Joe Walsh Show. Weeknights starting at 5. Right after Sean Hannity at 2 on AM 560. The Answer.
You've heard us say if your roof is needy,
call Crumweedy.
Also, if your gutters, siding, windows, or entry door is needy,
call Crumweedy.
What's that all about?
This is Mark Olson.
And Greg Olson, the boys from Crumweedy.
We created a special deal just for you. Replace your roof and receive free gutters. Or replace the siding or windows on your home and receive a free entry door.
We'll do a great job and you'll get the Crumweedy promise of installation that is up to manufacturer specifications so your warranty is intact.
And get free gutters or an entry door as a thank you. Some restrictions apply and this special won't last long.
We fix roof, siding, and window problems. We're here. We're a third-generation family business that was built on the same conservative values as you. If your home is needy,
call Crumweedy.
630-595-8020. 630-595-8020.
Get all the info at myroofisneedy.com. myroofisneedy.com.
This is a special notice to all U.S. taxpayers. If you owe the IRS or state back taxes and cannot afford to pay them back, there's good news. Due to the financial hardship many are facing in today's economy, the IRS has made it easier to settle delinquent tax problems through a federal program called the Fresh Start Initiative. Qualifying for this program will resolve your tax problem, end all collections, and possibly reduce your back taxes by up to 90%. If you are facing wage garnishments, liens, bank levies, audits, or payroll taxes, it's not too late. Your circumstances may qualify you for this special program, protecting your savings and your assets. If you owe the IRS or state back taxes and cannot afford to pay them back, there's no need to worry anymore. Call the hotline at Victory Tax Solutions to see if you qualify and potentially save thousands. For this free information, call 800-813-1105. 800-813-1105. That's 800-813-1105.
7:36. Let's get an update on the roads in the Alarm Detection Systems Traffic Center. Here's Jim Talamonte.
Thanks, Mike. On the northbound tri-state, traffic is slow first from 111th to 47th, and then it is a solid mess. From the Reagan Tollway to Lake Avenue, one right lane remains blocked after an earlier truck fire. On Reagan Tollway, traffic slow 53 to 355 and approaching the tri-state as well. Northbound Veterans Memorial delays. Fountain to Roosevelt, the Army Trail toll to 290. Northbound 53 is really bottled up. The Adams Tollway to Northwest Highway. Eden's 23 minutes. Lake Cook to Montrose outbound 21. Kennedy now an hour and 5 minutes. O'Hare to downtown, little quicker than the Express. Eisenhower an hour and 8 minutes, 390 to the Circle. Stevenson an hour 14, 355 to Drive. Ryan 30 minutes, 95th to downtown. Traffic, service of Lowe's. Shop Lowe's for savings that'll help you enjoy your outdoors a great deal more, like up to 20% off select grills. All projects have a starting point. Start with Lowe's. Offer valid through 6/6 while supplies last. U.S. only. Traffic answers when you need them most. I'm Jim Talamonte on AM 560. The Answer.
Chicago's Morning Answer continues next. Your official Chicagoland weather forecast from the 1 Hour Heating and Air Conditioning Weather Center. Partial sunshine, warm today, high 89. Patchy clouds and 65 overnight. Currently 71 at O'Hare. Next news coming up at 8. Chicago's Morning Answer with Dan and Amy continues next on AM 560, The Answer.
Build business with Chamber 630, one of the largest business organizations in DuPage County. Marketing your business and connecting clients is their priority. Visit chamber630.com or call 630-968-4050 to join today.
No Victocrats allowed. Why? Because we've got a country to save. Join me, Larry Elder, tonight starting at 7 on AM 560, The Answer.
Good morning, Dan and Amy. For a long time on this show, we've discussed the topic of Me Too and wondered aloud when Me Too would come to state government in Illinois, as it's come to state government in a lot of states, in addition to, of course, entertainment and journalism and show business. And we've had incidents, not too many. We've had a couple of women come forward. A Democrat, former Madigan staffer, coming forward against Madigan staffers. We had Denise Rothheimer, who we've had on the show, who came forward against misconduct by soon-to-be former state senator Ira Silverstein, who lost his re-election campaign in the primary. And now Denise is with another woman who is set to hold a press conference today to assert that she was the victim of sexual misconduct by someone who is being described at this point as a leading state legislator in Illinois. And oh, by the way, against the backdrop of this, remember, 2 years without a legislative inspector general, the position that's charged with investigating misconduct by legislators. And when Julie Porter was finally appointed towards the end of last year, it's not permanent. Her contract was to run only through June, I believe, and now they've extended it to the end of the year. So this has been, from the beginning of these accusations and the revelation of the vacancy for 2+ years in the Legislative Inspector General's office, a cover-your-ass operation by the leadership of both political parties in Springfield. And you've had a couple of women come forward, hundreds more women sign a letter alleging the culture of sexual harassment in Springfield, but few have come forward to make specific allegations and put themselves in the crosshairs. So we're pleased to be joined by another woman who is. We're going to refer to her as M until she has her press conference later this morning, and she introduces herself and asserts whatever she's going to assert. But M, thank you so much for joining us. We appreciate it.
I appreciate you taking the time to hear my story.
Well, so what is it exactly that happened to you with respect to this leading legislator as described?
Well, I came down as an advocate on my own time and my own money and helping the citizens of Illinois pass legislation and bills that I thought that were important to the people of my life and to the people of this state. And as I have done that, certain leaders have held bills that I was working on. And when we didn't go along with what they wanted to do and how they wanted to change these certain bills, and we voiced our opinions on this, we were humiliated, we were blackballed, we were harassed, we were threatened. This is unexcusable behavior for anybody in society, let alone people that we voted to come here on behalf of doing the people's work, to unacceptable.
Well, what was the nature of the harassment?
Phone calls, on Sundays even, screaming, swearing, anger beyond I've ever seen, to be honest with you. And I've worked at some hard places, and nothing has prepared me for being down here in Springfield.
So you're not in politics or the policy arena. You just got involved for a specific issue.
Yes, and I've never been down here to be paid, to have a job, to do any of it. It's been as an advocate to help others in Illinois when they didn't have voices. And for many years, I didn't have a voice because I couldn't go to anybody, because there was nobody to go to.
So you're talking about one person who will be named later, who's in a leadership position. How long did this harassment or abuse go on?
Many years. I've been down here for at least 10 years pro bono, working for the citizens of Illinois for free. And this has gone on probably the last 4 or 5 years, really bad, where I've been harassed and blackballed and threatened. And it's
the nature of
unacceptable.
I'm sorry, the nature of the harassment, was this like a sexual overture and a rejection and then a pursuit and an increasing anger at being rebuffed?
Yes.
Or what was the nature of it?
Yes, all of that, what you just said, is the nature of it. If any woman comes to Springfield and thinks that they're not going to feel uncomfortable by the glares and the looks and the treatment of these legislators, they're wrong.
Why are
you're
you? Yeah, why are you coming forward now? If this has been going on for 4 to 5 years, what was your breaking point where you said, you know what, this enough's enough, I'm going to say something?
Well, when I saw Denise come forward, and I never met Denise until today. I reached out to her to let her know in secrecy that she wasn't alone. And same thing with Elena. And same thing with Miss Cassidy. And I sat here as a bystander, watching all these women go through all of this, and no man and no one has stood up to help them. And everybody knows the culture down there, and everybody has witnessed it, and everybody has seen it, and nobody's saying anything about it. And you're waiting to see who the next person is going to be to discredit us. Unacceptable behavior. And this is on both sides of the aisle. This isn't just on one side of the aisle. There is a moral compass that has been broken in Springfield, and I do not see it repairing itself unless people like me and other people stop being bystanders and want to do something about it, because enough is enough. How many people do you need to see? Do you need to see 95 people like at Harvey Weinstein's trial? Is that what it's going to take for anybody that's listening to this to believe that this is absolutely happening?
Well, I can hear the pain in your voice, and I know this is traumatic for you, but what do you hope happens to this certain unnamed legislator who has been allegedly harassing you?
Well, I hope that the Speaker and the Governor really come to an understanding that this is on both sides of the aisle, and that us women should have an equal opportunity to do what we're supposed to do, whether you get paid to work here, whether you come as a citizen for your other fellow citizens. No one should be harassed, and no one should be belittled, and no one should be told not to come back to Springfield, that you are not allowed here any longer. Working on bills and told, this person called legislatures and told them that if I'm working on certain bills, these bills will be buried in the House rules. And they have. And I say, I can't stand here as a bystander any longer and watch all these credible women be discredited.
When
can't do it any longer.
When you talk about what you've seen down there, can you describe that with respect to the legislator that harassed you, as well as just kind of generally from your work in that arena for as long as you've been down there?
Yes, I disagreed with him killing a certain nonprofit bill. For-profit bill. I disagreed, and
I'm sorry, you broke up a second there. You disagreed with what?
I disagreed with killing of a there was a nonprofit bill that I was working on, and he wanted to kill it for a profit bill, and I disagreed, and others have disagreed. And I want everybody to know that I've never been down to Springfield by myself. I've been down with a lot of different people, and a lot of people have witnessed what I've gone through and have seen it, and they've also been victim to this. Not just females, but men as well. And if the men don't come up and stand behind us women, knowing that they're also a threat to their job and their livelihood, and shame on them. Shame on them for making me stand forward with these women to show there is credibility. This isn't a false piece. This is somebody's lives. We have lives. We have children. We're your wives. We're your sisters. We're your daughters. Would you want your daughters to be treated this way? Because my parents certainly don't. They don't.
But I just want to be clear on this because the two are not mutually exclusive, thuggery and thuggery of a sexual nature. But there's one thing to say, get out of here, stop bothering me because I'm not going to support your bill, or I'm not going to support your bill unless there's some kind of quid pro quo.
It's not that.
So yeah, could you describe that for us then, what it is?
It's what everybody else is talking about. It's Representative Cassidy and other people that stand up and say, if you don't conform and go along with everything that they tell you to, regardless of your own morals, your own mindset, that you will be blackballed and that you will be treated unfairly and you will be harassed and you will be singled out. And no matter how many times you sit here and you go through a video of 15 minutes and answer questions on sexual harassment, that's not enough.
So you're suggesting essentially, unless you play ball, and play ball means of a sexual nature, then you're not going to get what you want.
In every nature. It all starts in Springfield as a sexual nature if you're a female.
Okay.
All of it. I don't care who you are. Everybody has felt what I have felt. Everybody. And people are too scared to come forward. They're just scared, and I was scared, and I never thought that I would be able to do it.
Can you tell us
and
what
after seeing
was...
all these women on both sides of the aisle, and know that the person that has harassed me for all these years has harassed another female legislator, when are the men going to stand up and support the women that are going through this alone?
Yeah, I've heard Springfield like a playland for men who are married and spend weeks away.
It's not just the men. I mean,
yeah,
it's
some women.
Yeah,
too.
look,
That's
it's I spent a little time down there, not very much, but in state government, so I never was stationed down there, as it were. But I mean, this is why they call it Spring Vegas and Chuckle. It's like a Gore Vidal novel down there.
It's a certified terrible frat house.
Yeah.
That's how it is.
Mm-hmm.
So us women have to walk through the frat house every day to do the people's work. Do you think that's acceptable? I don't think it's acceptable. And no offense, I don't like Vegas for that reason. It is seedy, and it is uncomfortable, and I don't like going there for that reason. I had no clue that the people's house was like that.
Did you you said the person that harassed you also harassed another female legislator. Is that female legislator, to your knowledge, going to come forward as well to back up your story and tell her own?
Well, I'm hoping that after I have come forward today, that she does. And I hope that other people come forward today because they are scared. They are scared to lose their job. They're scared to lose everything, and they have everything to lose. None of us have anything to gain down here. They're like the untouchable. And we see it time and time and again. And we sit here as bystanders time and time again. And no one has done anything about it. And no one cares to do anything about it.
And I assume
when is somebody going to care? How many people do we have to pull out of their lives to stand in front of everybody and say, this is actually happening. This is true.
And the legislator that harassed you, is he married?
Yes.
Mm-hmm.
What time is your press conference?
At 1:00.
Okay.
And at that press conference, you're going to name the legislator in question that we're describing generically here.
Well, the point to change the system isn't to keep hiding in the dark. To change the system is to be out in the light and open with it, being transparent with it. And Illinois does not have a good record on being transparent on anything.
No, that is an understatement. Let me ask you this. Since this has been announced that you're going to have this press conference, obviously the individual knows who he is. Has there been any outreach to you, any effort to derail you from having this press conference and telling your story?
No, I think that's going to happen after the press conference.
Okay, M, thank you so much for joining us. And it's interesting, one woman steps forward, then another does. And, perhaps we're getting to some reckoning down there that has been described and people thought was in the offing for a long time, but it's been painstaking to occur. And you understand why when M is describing the culture down there. M, thank you very much for your time. We appreciate it. Good luck at your press conference today. And
thank you for the support.
Thank you for coming forward.
Thank you.
All right.
And she joined us on our turnkey.pro answer line.
Hear about the big stories of the day, then talk about them right here on Chicago's Morning Answer on AM 560. The Answer.
Hey guys, Ken here from the Business Accelerator podcast, Today's Growth. If you had to choose a vehicle to take you up the rocky side of a mountain, would you choose a Ferrari or a Jeep? The Ferrari's faster, cooler, maybe even sexier, but if you have to get to the top, the Jeep's a better bet. I think we can agree getting to the top is not about the driver, it's the vehicle. Have you noticed people often pick their financial vehicle like they pick their cars? Washington Post shared that only 1 out of 4 people choose a job that uses their college degree. Why? Simple. Something more immediate, maybe cooler, maybe even sexier came along first. Shouldn't the main deciding factors for revenue generation be production or output? Should the cool factor have any weight in choosing someone's income? If getting to the top of the financial mountain is mission critical for you, why not add a few Jeeps to your garage? Could your household or business use an additional revenue model that makes it to the top every time? If so, you have to see the Jeeps lined up at IncomeStore.com. That's IncomeStore.com.
Do you manage a manufacturing operation that includes Allen Bradley controls that have been phased out? Innovative Control, Inc., a 25-year-old control system integrator located in Chicagoland, understands that converting to new platforms is expensive, and in many cases a minimal return on the investment. ICI works with their customers to help find justification for these projects, adding functions for equipment efficiency calculations, real-time material consumption and tracking, the Internet of Things, and connectivity with your business system can contribute to your ROI. As part of the process, network security is a cornerstone to help protect your physical and intellectual property. ICI will meet with you and your team to understand your operations and current control system. From this review, they identify additional functions that can offset the costs, creating a return on the investment. For your company's review, contact Dave Stock at 815-529-2915 or visit ICI560.com. That's Dave Stock at 815-529-2915 or online at ICI560.com.
Balance of Nature's fruits and veggies in a capsule. Thousands of doctors, health specialists, and professionals recommend Balance of Nature as a way of improving their health. Listen to a few unsolicited success stories from doctors that not only recommend it, but use Balance of Nature as well.
I look at Balance of Nature and I look what it's doing for me as I've started taking it, and for the patients that I have that are taking it, it's been phenomenal watching the changes that have happened and how much healthier and how much more energy that they have. I haven't heard any negative feedback from any of my patients who have been taking the product. The thing that amazes me with it is that it's so simple.
When you call, use discount code CHICAGO, and we'll take 35% off your first month's order and ship it to you free. Call 800-2468-751. That's 1-800-2468-751. Or go online to balanceofnature.com and use discount code CHICAGO.
Message and data rates may apply. Texting enrolls for recurring text messages. Nice game. Man, you're really playing hard today.
Yeah, it shows what a great night's sleep will do. You know, since I started using Z-Quiet for my snoring, there's no more waking up getting elbowed and no more moving to the couch in the middle of the night. You know, for the first time in years, the snoring's gone, and my wife and I both wake up feeling great. It's amazing, so easy to use, and it worked the very first night.
I'm Dan Webster, co-founder of Z-Quiet. For years, I was off my game due to snoring. My wife Trina and I were desperate for a solution, and we found it with Z-Quiet. There's nothing better than waking up feeling rested, happy, and best of all, in the same bed. So if you're ready to score extra points in the bedroom, get Z-Quiet.
Z-Quiet fits both men and women, and right now you can try it risk-free for a full 30 days for just $9.95. Just text SLEEP to 246810 or go to getzquiet.com. Text SLEEP to 246810 or go to getzquiet.com.
This is Dan Proft with 60 Seconds of Sanity for Upstream-Ideas.com. How many more shootings before we do something? That is, how many more good guys with guns have to stop bad guys with guns before we stop stigmatizing inanimate objects? The high school resource officer in Dixon, Illinois, and the Good Samaritan outside the restaurant in Oklahoma City aren't inanimate objects or three-letter acronyms, so they are of minor passing interest to the D.C. press corps. While well-intentioned Americans want to hear ideas about improving public safety, Champagne socialists are interested only in using people's fears against them to leverage more power over them. This fact was laid bare in a recently released email exchange between Obama consiglieres Rahm Emanuel and Arnie Duncan 2 days after the Sandy Hook massacre. In the exchange, Rahm tells Duncan, "Go for vote this week ASAP before it fades. Tap people's emotion. Make it simple. Assault weapons." The dizzying intellect that is Arnie Duncan replied, "Yup. Thanks." You understand now? You understand how little the political royals think of you and that they care for you even less than that? They are as cavalier with your life as they are craven in using the lives of 20 dead children to manipulate you. You might consider this when you're deciding how much of your life to turn over to them.
Latoria Brothers Construction Company is a proud sponsor of AM 560 and Food for the Poor. Turn to Latoria Brothers Construction Company for all your commercial, industrial, or retail construction needs. New construction, renovations, interior remodeling, facility expansions, and tenant owner build-outs. Latoria Brothers Construction Company has you covered from start to finish. From design concept through construction completion, Latoria Brothers offers a single-source proactive approach. Their family has been providing a high level of excellence in service, reliability, and experience since 1948. Latoria Brothers. They'll modify services to accommodate your construction needs no matter what size and scope. Consulting, design, build, construction management, general contracting. Achieve your vision and dream for your facility. Save time and money. Make Latoria Brothers part of your construction team. Quality workmanship, on time, on budget. Visit LatoriaConstruction.com or call 630-766-3036. Latoria Brothers. Shaking hands, not fists.
AM 560, The Answer.
That interview with M is posted, and get it. I tweeted it out, and it's on our YouTube channel and all that. And what M is describing in terms of the culture in Springfield, I can tell you she is absolutely correct. She may be even understating it.
Coming up on Chicago's Morning Answer.
The Great Revolt, that's the title of Selena Zito's new book about Trump's 2016 election. Can he keep his revolutionary electoral coalition together for November and November 2020? We'll ask her at 8:08.
And speaking of President Trump, his new diet, is it working? But first, let's go into the newsroom. Here's Mike Scott.
Illinois lawmakers are inching closer to a state budget. Heavy rains caused flooding around Chicagoland. WIND Chicago News Time is 8 o'clock.
Another denial on Twitter. I'm Dave Anthony, Fox News. President Trump again claiming he never fired FBI Director James Comey over the Russia investigation. Fox's Rachel Sutherland, live in Washington.
Dave, the president tweeted, the corrupt mainstream media keeps pushing the narrative that Comey was dismissed because of the Russia probe, writing they know it is not true. The tweet comes a day after a New York Times article detailed a memo written by former Deputy FBI Director Andrew McCabe, recounting a conversation in which Deputy Attorney General Rod Rosenstein said President Trump wanted him to include Russia in the official explanation for Comey's firing. The president did tell NBC News last year that Russia was part of the reason for Comey's firing. Dave?
Rachel, the president will be headed to Texas soon. He'll meet with parents whose kids were murdered at Santa Fe High School in the shooting nearly 2 weeks ago. Texas Governor Greg Abbott says parents and teachers told him at roundtables after the massacre they want more law enforcement in schools, and there's a new idea.
The necessity to install active shooter alarm systems in schools.
The governor also wants a bigger focus on keeping guns away from those mentally unfit. Some are pushing for stricter gun control laws. Secretary of State Pompeo has just tweeted North Korea can have a brighter future and the world can be more peaceful. This as he gets ready to meet again with the top North Korean officials in New York, trying to get the presidential summit back on track with the goal of getting Kim Jong-un to give up nuclear weapons. It's day 2 of the manhunt for a killer who shot a Tennessee sheriff's sergeant.
Our heart's broken. We're driven right now with a focus and a resolve to make sure that this person's captured.
Dixon County Sheriff Jeff Bledsoe, the accused killer's accomplice, has been arrested. A man and a woman are missing in Virginia, swept away in their car in a flash flood on a road in Albemarle County. While in rain-soaked Boone, North Carolina, 2 people were killed when a landslide caused a gas leak and their home exploded. Fox News, fair and balanced.
Clouds and 71 degrees. It is 8:02 on AM 560. The Answer. Good morning. I'm Mike Scott. Illinois lawmakers are a vote away from a new state budget. Senate last night overwhelmingly approving a $38.5 billion spending plan in Springfield. Democrats say the state budget spends more on schools. Republicans say they were able to demand spending cuts. Mayor Emanuel promising to bring free preschool to Chicago. It is a long-promised plan. AM 560's David Stewart was there for the kickoff.
Announced plans to phase in full-day universal pre-K for all of the city's estimated 24,000 4-year-olds. He said it's the next logical step in helping all children succeed.
Pre-K for 4 years old is broken today. This is going to fix that. You know, kids drop out of college in 3rd grade. That's why we're making these investments early on to get that right.
The program will start this fall with 180 full-day classrooms serving 3,700 preschoolers in what the city calls communities with the most children in need. Pre-K will be universal by 2021. David Stewart, NBC News Radio, Chicago.
The Illinois Department of Public Health reporting the first mosquitoes to test positive for West Nile this year found in the Chicago suburbs of Glenview and Morton Grove. Southern Illinois University trustees are making it clear they will not back any plan to split their campuses in 2. The trustees actually met in Springfield yesterday to try to put an end to the push to spin off SIU Edwardsville and SIU Carbondale. Trustees also met with legislators who had pursued legislation this week, forcing the 2 to split. Cubs fell to the Pirates 2-1. Corey Kluber 10 strikeouts. In a win over the White Sox, 9-1 for the Indians. 8:03 is our time. It's time for the AM 560 Business Beat from the Fox Business Network. Here is Jenny Casola.
From the Fox Business Network, Sears Holdings is shutting dozens more stores. After the 72 closures, there will still be hundreds of Sears and Kmart's left. Sears sales are down. It lost money in the recent quarter. The company's CEO and largest shareholder, Eddie Lampert, is shrinking some stores and is looking for third-party partnerships. Investment firm SoftBank Vision Fund is investing $2.5 billion in GM Cruise Holdings, the General Motors self-driving car unit. GM is also investing more than $1 billion in GM Cruise. Warren Buffett wanted to invest billions of dollars in Uber, but the Wall Street Journal says he couldn't reach an agreement with the company. He was offering a $3 billion investment. The Dow Jones Industrials closed up 306 yesterday. The Nasdaq gained 65. S&P was up 34. With the Fox Business Report, I'm Jenny Cosola.
8:04 in Chicago, a check of traffic and weather on the way next on AM 560.
Larry Elder just wants his politicians to tell the truth.
Well, given the fact that only Palestinians are being killed, shouldn't Israel be blamed for this?
Well, as I said earlier, we believe Hamas bears the responsibility. Look, this is a propaganda attempt.
Isn't it refreshing to hear an official from the administration who says the obvious thing? Israel defended itself. You don't attack, Israel doesn't respond. It's not complicated.
The Larry Elder Show. Weeknights at 7, right before Jay Sekulow at 9 on AM 560. The Answer.
Dan Proft here with Ryan Kelly. He's the home loan expert, homeloanexpert.com. And Ryan, we know your business is getting people homes, refis. But what do you do when you're not doing that?
I guess that answer depends on if my wife is listening.
Yeah, right. There you go.
And I mean that in a way that, you know, as a business owner, I struggle. I walk a fine line between running my business and working hard for my clients to get them great mortgages and spending enough time with the family, you know. And as my wife and I have been married 10 years, we have 3 kids. And as you know, it takes a lot of time to be around the kids and do everything to be a good father and a good husband. So when I'm not at the office working on mortgages, I'm just like everybody else. I like to go to sporting events. I like to have people over for barbecues, and really big into giving back. Giving back means a ton to me, my family, and the company. Refinancing or buying a house, don't get abused by those other lenders. Apply online today at thehomeloanexpert.com. Thanks, Dan. The Home Loan Expert, LLC.
Make your home an ADT home and help protect against break-ins, fire, and carbon monoxide. Get our lowest rate for fast response monitoring, starting at just $28.99 a month. That's about $1 a day from the most trusted name in home security. Get ADT's tested, trusted, and proven security and service, now at a great value. Don't wait. Call today. ADT. Always there. Now everywhere. Requires 36-month monitoring contract. Early termination, taxes, and install fees apply. Certain markets excluded. See terms and pricing at ADT.com.
Transform your child's summer with Mathnesium. Children of all skill levels enjoy our math-focused summer programs like fractions, multiplication, algebra readiness, and more. These programs prevent summer learning loss and get kids ready for the year ahead. Mathnesium is the authority in math education, trusted by more than 500,000 parents. We have over 900 centers worldwide. Call 855-SUMMER-5 to contact yours. That's 855-SUMMER-5. At Mathnesium, we're changing lives through math.
It's 8:07. Let's get an update on the morning roads in the Alarm Detection Systems Traffic Center. Here's Jim Talamonte.
Thanks, Mike. The biggest traffic mess of the morning right now is on the northbound tri-state, where traffic is just basically at a standstill from the Eisenhower up to Lake Avenue. One right lane is still blocked after an earlier truck fire. Farther south, we still see heavy traffic on the northbound side, 111th to 31st, southbound from 21 to 137, and from the Adams Tollway to the Pennsylvania Bridge. Adams Tollway has delays now. Roselle to 53 and Toohey to the Tri-State. Reagan Tollway, Naperville Road 355, the Veterans Memorial, about most of the way to St. Charles. The Army Trail toll to 290. Northbound 53 is especially heavy this morning from Easterfield to Northwest Highway. Hayden's 23 minutes, Lake Hook to Montrose. Kennedy, an hour and 3 minutes, O'Hare to downtown. The Eisenhower, an hour and 12 minutes, 390 to the Circle. Stevenson, an hour and 8 minutes, 355 to Lakeshore Drive. Ryan, 30 minutes, 95th to the Circle. Traffic service at Lowe's. Shop Lowe's for savings that'll help you enjoy your outdoors a great deal more, like up to 20% off select grills. All projects have a starting point. Start with Lowe's. Offer valid through 6/6 while supplies last. U.S. only. Traffic answers when you need them most. Jim Talamonte, AM 560, The Answer.
Chicago's Morning Answer continues after a full update from your official Chicagoland weather forecast and meteorologist Kevin Snyder.
Today very warm with partial sunshine. High 89. Warm with patchy clouds tonight, low 65. Tomorrow cooler with clouds and sun. High 68 and a mainly clear night, low 52. I'm Kevin Snyder on AM 560, The Answer.
In the 1 hour heating and air conditioning weather center, our temperatures right now 74 at O'Hare, 76 at Midway. Your next news update is at 8:30. Chicago's Morning Answer with Dan and Amy continues next on AM 560, The Answer.
This hourly segment is brought to you by The Lou Bridges Show. Tune in on Saturday mornings at 8 to learn how you might fight foreclosure and keep your home.
This is Chicago's Morning Answer with Dan Proft and Amy Jacobson on AM 560, The Answer.
Good morning, Dan and Amy. We wanted to give it a little time to percolate. Get it?
Oh.
Starbucks training, or just 48 hours removed from their day of training. So we wanted to give it some time.
To brew?
Exactly.
Oh. Now we're going to mix it up?
Mm-hmm.
Mix it up. Like so old school, mix it up.
We're going to put a little cream in it. I don't even know what that means. How's
cream always rises to the top.
How's your experience been? You've had, a full day to experience the new improved Starbucks now that all their employees are trained in phony baloney junk psychology. 312-642-5600, turnkey.pro answer line.
And if you're a minority out there, has it changed? Are they more welcoming to you? 312-642-5600.
And if you're homeless, how are you enjoying your newfound bathroom privileges?
I'm serious.
So this is a little bit of a feel of the day of sensitivity training that they went through. You get moralized to by hip-hop stars like Common.
It's not always easy to see our own bias as a human being. What causes us not to treat others with respect, dignity, or to not include them?
Now we are going to pause to reflect on bias on our own. Go to your notebook and find the section called The First Step to Becoming Color Brave.
Yeah.
The first step to becoming color brave.
And
Wow.
I'd like you to pick out some point in the day today where you and our friends of the listening audience also take a moment to reflect on your bias and take out your notebook and pen your thoughts and then revisit them.
What does that mean to be color brave?
I don't know.
Well, the CEO, this was so they sat everybody
Kevin
down.
Johnson,
Kevin
no
Johnson.
relation to the Sacramento mayor, to the Phoenix Suns guard.
Oh, wow. Okay.
We are here to make Starbucks a place where everyone feels welcome.
And they brought in not only Common, but other female minorities, African American women.
To be welcomed as a customer means that not only do I allow you in, but it means that I'm glad you're here.
Excited to have you. Here's the thing. Not everybody is welcome in Starbucks, even after the training, and Maria Bartiromo made that point through an op-ed written by Alveda King, who is the niece of Dr. Martin Luther King Jr., when she sat down with Kevin Johnson yesterday. Fetuses still not welcome.
I don't know if you saw Martin Luther King Jr.'s niece op-ed in the Washington Examiner, and she says if Starbucks wants to end racism, it will stop funding Planned Parenthood. You going to stop funding Planned Parenthood?
Well, I'm not aware that we do fund Planned Parenthood, so I haven't read the op-ed and I can't comment on that.
Okay.
But I'm not aware that we do that.
Alveda King says Starbucks had racism in its corporate identity long before the April arrest. Through its corporate donations, it contributes to one of the most racist organizations in our nation's history, Planned Parenthood, the largest single provider of abortions in the United States. And again, this is from Alveda King in the Washington Examiner.
Well, I'm not aware of it. What I am aware of and do believe in is that we want to create a great customer experience for every customer that visits our stores.
Right, if you can make it.
Pivot out of that one. What I do know is that we want to create a great customer experience.
Yeah, Starbucks matches corporate gifts to Planned Parenthood, as well as to Susan G. Komen, New York, and Minnesota chapters, which also provide grants to Planned Parenthood, which, of course, is founded by Margaret Sanger, who is a virulent racist, a vile person, a eugenicist. So there's your big tent over there at Starbucks. Now, they did do some individual breakout sessions, which may be something you want to hear.
I love the breakout session. Did you get exclusive audio of that?
I did. And you want to hear some of these one-on-ones because maybe something you'd like to incorporate into your corporate environment when you have a problem with an employee for example, just in terms of their enthusiasm for the job. You heard about not just welcoming, but really embracing somebody who enters the store, and that requires, a certain flair.
We need to talk. Do you know what this is about?
My, flair?
Yeah. Or, your lack of flair, because, I'm counting and I only see 15 pieces. Let me ask you a question, Joanna. What do you think of a person who only does the bare minimum?
Huh, what do I think? You know what, Stan? If you want me to wear 37 pieces of flair like your pretty boy over there, Brian, why don't you just make the minimum 37 pieces of flair?
Well, I thought I remembered you saying that you wanted to express yourself.
Yeah, you know what? Yeah, I do. I do want to express myself. Okay? And I don't need 37 pieces of flair to do it. All right? There's my flair, okay? And this is me expressing myself, okay? There it is. I hate this job. I hate this goddamn job, and I don't need it.
So, sometimes
Jennifer Aniston's voice is so high back then.
you have a breakthrough, though.
Oh, you do? Yeah, yeah.
Yeah, and they go on to be a better employee once you've kind of cleared the air and you institute a culture of enthusiasm. And then you explore people's skill sets to make sure that you're fully maximizing them.
What would you say you do here? Well, look, I already told you. I deal with the customers so the engineers don't have to. I have people skills. I am good at dealing with people. Can't you understand that? What the hell is wrong with you people?
I think this was a very productive day for Starbucks employees.
I mean, they lost $12 million in sales by shutting down 8,000 stores, which is fine. But I mean, is this for that?
Well, I mean, look.
Not what we played the Office drops, but I'm saying to have Common, I'm sure
Office
Common.
drops.
Oh.
What?
What?
That's from
Oh,
Starbucks training
yeah,
day.
Right. Well, I wonder how
Like
much
Denzel Washington training day.
I wonder how much they paid Common for that, because he got a pretty penny.
Well, the important thing is they've
what's
implanted the right question in the minds of their employees by bringing everybody together.
So you should ask yourself, with every decision you make, is this good for the company? Am I helping with the company's strategic vision? Okay, then. I'd like to go ahead and welcome a new member to our team here. This is Bob Slidell.
He works with Common.
Uh-oh.
Yeah. Bob is a consultant. Yeah, he's going to be sort of helping us out a little here, asking some questions, maybe seeing if there are some ways we can make things run a little more smoothly around here. Yeah. Oh, and remember, next Friday is Hawaiian Shirt Day. So, if you want to, go ahead and wear a Hawaiian shirt and jeans.
So remember that next Friday if you go to Starbucks. Justin in Pleasant Prairie, you're on Chicago's Morning Answer.
Hey, Dan. Hey, Amy. Good to hear from you again. My thought on it is simply that we stopped drinking Starbucks coffee a long time ago, just when we figured out where they stood on a lot of different agendas that don't really match up with our family. But I think what you're trying to do with this program is obviously be tongue-in-cheek and expose them for kind of the groupthink leftists that they really are. But what would be helpful is if you suggested to your audience some alternatives that they could go to, for options for coffee, because obviously a lot of people do drink coffee. I think one would be Black Rifle coffee. They're awesome, and it's great coffee. You can order it online, delivered right to your house, etc. My other thought on it is that I think this kind of stuff goes all the way back to the Rainbow Coalition, Operation Push, and how they started putting pressure on the oil company where they perceived that there were discrepancies in hiring practices. And I think as conservatives, what we've got to do, I hate boycotts. I think that Starbucks has every right to run their business exactly the way they see fit. But I think what you do is, you kind of use the left's playbook and choose where to, what businesses to patronize and which ones not to.
Yeah.
And Starbucks
Right.
may not be the place where you want to spend your money if that money is turned back against your particular viewpoints and way of life. So if you guys could suggest some other alternatives to Starbucks, I think that would be a great adjunct to the program here.
All right,
Thank
thanks for the call, Justin. Black Rifle Coffee, never heard of it, but okay. Can order that online. Obviously, we're partial to Carlos, who runs the Dunkin' Donuts at Elston and Addison.
Yes, very partial.
And Dunkin' Donuts just generally.
Yeah, it's good stuff.
So I would do
Or Veteran Roasters.
Veteran Roasters. Okay.
Group that
I mean, if we're
gave
talking
hot work
specifically
right.
coffee.
Yeah, no, it's coffee. Papa Nicholas. Don't bite off
Oh,
the
yeah.
hand that feeds.
Yeah, we got Papa Nicholas right here. It's pretty good.
Hey, oh no, it's great, Dad.
It is good. I drink it every day. I know. I don't go to Starbucks.
Think I drink 2 pots of this a day. How much do you think? I mean, we're not shaking over here. Or anything.
No, at least.
Before you say hi to anybody, you go straight to that room and you fill up your cup of Papa Nicholas coffee.
That's right. Start my day. But here's the thing. We're talking about coffee here. We're not talking about a space for aspiring screenwriter D-bags to get free Wi-Fi to borrow an Ann B. Davis's bowling ball. I just wanted to understand what we're offering alternatives to.
Did you hear what happened in Seattle at one of the Starbucks? There was a long line of homeless people that were in line to use the bathroom, and nobody could say a word to them.
Starbucks.
I bring in my Bunky now, my service dog. Don't say a word. Don't even look at me.
Yeah,
I'm here to stay.
Would you like some methadone with that coffee? Frank in Canaryville.
Hi, Dan and Amy. What do you think about maybe having a porter in every bathroom to assist the homeless and the customers, and maybe a union porter who wouldn't have to rely on tips?
Yeah, well, thanks for the call, Frank. That's a way to make it more welcoming, right? I mean, why should the guy who gives you the hand towels only exist in like the Tony downtown restaurants?
Right.
Right.
Yeah, you're right.
You want the bathroom attendant.
You want some gum? You want hairspray?
Yeah. Yeah. How about an extra towel? Bob in Waukegan.
Yeah, the bathroom attendant comment was brilliant. I'd like to point out that this is another Barack Obama straw man argument. They said make sure that the customers feel welcome and what's best for the customer. I would like to point out that those two African-American men who were sitting in Starbucks were not customers. They weren't buying anything.
Well, you're a customer if you just want to occupy the space, according to Starbucks' new policy, apparently. So that's their policy. It's their private space. You want to have a picnic on the floor, and Starbucks is fine with it, then I guess you can have a picnic on the floor.
Well, I'm like the other guy. I have stopped going to Starbucks. I used to spend like probably $150 a year in Starbucks. Once they started this crap, I'll go to Dunkin' Donuts. I'll go to anywhere besides Starbucks. It's insanity from the left, which is normal for the left.
Thanks for the call, Bob. I mean, $150 a year. Was that 3 Ventis?
Yeah.
At Starbucks?
Put that coffee down.
Listen to podcasts of Dan and Amy from the AM 560 mobile app. Download it today at 560theanswer.com/mobile.
Coming up, you've got to ask about Trump's diet. He is slimming down. He has a goal.
Venti means 20. That's why they call it Ventis.
Oh, 20 ounces.
I learned that from role models.
Oh, okay. Hoping to lose 10 to 15 pounds. But first, here's your forecast. Pretty warm out there today, a high of 91 degrees with sun and cloud mixture of it. Tonight, patchy clouds, a low of 65. And for Friday, cooler, sun and some clouds, a high just in the upper 60s. High travel times, let's get the latest from Jim Talamonte, who joins us in our Alarm Detection Systems Traffic Center.
Yes, Amy and Dan, Eden's outbound jammed. Montrose to Winnetka Road, the exit to Willow is closed with a rollover semi. In fact, it went up 53 minutes out to Lake Cook, inbound 22 minutes. Kennedy, 59 minutes, O'Hare to downtown, 42 from Montrose, 36 in the Express. Outbound 44 minutes to the airport. Eisenhower, an hour and 9 minutes, 390 to the Circle. Outbound 54 minutes, Stevenson, an hour and 12 minutes, 355 to the Drive. Outbound 40 minutes to the Ryan, 30 minutes, 95th to downtown. I-57, 23 minutes, I-80 to the Verge, Bishop Ford, 45. Northbound Tri-State, just brutal from Reagan Tollway to Lake Avenue. One right lane still blocked after a truck fire. Adams Tollway gummed up 2 to the Tri-State. Veterans Memorial heavy, especially northbound Bound to St. Charles. And the Army Trail tolled at 290, and northbound 53 is really heavy this morning. Higgins to Kirchhoff. Jim Talamonte in the Alarm Detection Systems Traffic Center.
My dad tells me that Papa Nicholas is in Batavia. So you're talking about locally sourced coffee as well, the best coffee beans this side of Bogota.
Yeah, or in Batavia.
Yeah, the coffee capital.
Juan Valdez around there. Hey, if you didn't get a spot in our upcoming golf outing to benefit the 100 Club of Chicago, we still have a few slots left, which means you can still sign up with your foursome to play with us on Thursday, June 14th at the Bolingbrook Golf Club. We're raising money for the 100 Club of Chicago. Their mission is to provide financial education assistance to the families of fallen first responders. Now, a portion of the proceeds will benefit this great organization. And when you buy a foursome for $1,196, you can become a business benefactor, which means AM 560 will give you 25 60-second commercials that will air right here on the station Monday through Sunday between 5 a.m. and 10 p.m. That is a $3,000 value for just $1,196. You'll reach AM 560's audience of decision makers, and at the same time, you'll be helping the great work of the 100 Club of Chicago. It's a win-win. So call now before they're gone. Call Ann Jeanette at 847-472-8951. That's 847-472-8951. Enjoy a great day of golf, support a great charity, and reach new customers when you become a business benefactor. 847-472-8951.
Balance of Nature's fruits and veggies in a capsule.
I'm Mark Gastineau. I played in the NFL for 10 years. I was diagnosed with CTE, with dementia, Alzheimer's, and Parkinson's. The fruits and vegetables that we take from Balance of Nature is the best thing that we could ever do. And I'm calling in now to order extra because my wife has been taking mine because she sees a difference in me. It is a wonderful thing that Balance of Nature is doing. I hear the testimonies on the radio, but I'm a testimony for myself. And the fruits and vegetables, if I don't take them every single day, my day is not going to go the same. So God bless you, and thank you for what you've done for my wife and I.
When you call, use discount code CHICAGO, and we'll take 35% off your first month's order and ship it to you free. Call 800-2468-751. That's 1-800-2468-751. Or go online to balanceofnature.com and use discount code CHICAGO.
My name is Todd. I am a firefighter, paramedic. I'm a husband, I'm a dad, and I am no longer suffering from depression. With depression, you don't want to make friends. You just want to be alone. And it was a way of life for me. I have been seeing a psychologist for several years and not really getting anywhere. I've tried 11 different medications, which some of the side effects that I experienced were pretty severe. I finally reached out for help myself. It's very satisfying to know that something works.
HPR centers in Chicagoland and Milwaukee offer TMS therapy. In just a few weeks, you can change your life, and it's FDA cleared. It's covered by most insurance, including Blue Cross, Blue Shield, and Medicare. You can make real progress in the battle with depression, cure or remission. Get a free consultation. 800-604-0208. 800-604-0208. HPR Centers. Go to endmydepression.com. End your depression.
Hey, nothing says summer like the smell of a grill, a delicious handcrafted burger, and a cold beer or cocktail. The Country House has been providing just that for over 40 years. Their 3 great locations in Lisle, Clarendon Hills, and Geneva offers great hospitality in a casual neighborhood setting. Try their award-winning Country Burger, half pound of fresh chuck, grilled to perfection and served on dark rye. Country House has several other choices for burgers like bison, elk, turkey, and veggie, and their top drawer burger blends short rib, chuck, and brisket for an unmatched taste. Take your time looking over the daily specials while you enjoy the spacious deck in Geneva or hang out on the patio in Lisle. And don't forget to join the House Rewards program at Country House and earn points while you dine. All new signups will be entered into a drawing for tickets to see the Northsiders versus the Southsiders. Country House. Visit burger1.com. That's burgerone.com.
Quality doors and windows are one of the smartest investments you can make. They improve your home's appearance and save you money on energy bills year-round. Say goodbye to high-pressure sales tactics and enjoy the best window and door experience with Next Door and Window. Call now and schedule your free quote, 630-590-1370, or go online to nextdoorandwindow.com. Next Door and Window has wood-clad, vinyl, and fiberglass windows and doors. Their staff will help you find exactly what you want. Right now, get 10% off windows and doors with no money down and no payments for 1 year. Call 630-590-1370 or go to nextdoorandwindow.com to schedule your free quote. Choose from 3 showrooms in Chicagoland, Arlington Heights, Burr Ridge, and Naperville. Call 630-590-1370 or go to nextdoorandwindow.com to schedule your free quote and for finance qualifications.
Next Door and Window, thousands of options, one perfect fit.
AM 560, The Answer.
So President Trump has a goal. He's on a mission. He wants to lose at least 10 to 15 pounds because remember when he got his physical last January, it was revealed he's 6'3", weighs about 240 pounds, and his BMI is pretty high, so he's considered he's borderline morbidly obese.
Uh-oh.
So are you familiar with his measurements, Dan? So he agreed earlier this year to alter his diet. So what he's doing, he's also dieting, and he's a new exercise plan, which we're not really sure what the
diet and exercise. Wow, genius!
Well, some
brilliant.
of the changes he's making, he's replacing his well-done steak that he normally covers with ketchup. He's changed that to Dover sole, which is fish.
Ketchup,
yeah, that's what he.
Oh, Dover sole's fish, huh?
Yeah, Dover sole. So this nice blend, this nice fish fillet, so to speak, is
Covers a
replacing
steak with ketchup. This guy has like the palate of an 11-year-old.
Vegetables have begun appearing on his plate as well, and hamburger buns that have been discarded, or at least so the tops have been taken off, so he's not eating the whole bun. He's having more of the meat and less of the carbs.
It's great.
Do you think it's going to work for him?
Well, I think the tuba music following me around is good incentive for him to stay on that diet. That's what I think.
I'm pulling for him. But you can tell he does look better. He looks slimmer so far. I think he's lost a few lbs, so good for him.
Or he got a haircut, one of the two.
Well,
It's difficult to tell.
Coming up on Chicago's Morning Answer.
Speaking of the president, he signed the right to try legislation yesterday for people facing debilitating illnesses. We'll talk to Catherine Jean Lopez, editor-at-large at National Review, about that and updating Spygate at 8:38.
But first, into the newsroom we go. Here's Mike Scott.
Clouds and sun, 74 degrees. Top U.S. and North Korean officials are meeting again today. They will continue talks about a possible summit between President Trump and North Korea's leader. The manhunt continues for a suspect wanted in the shooting of a Tennessee deputy. Dixon County Deputy Daniel Baker was shot to death Wednesday morning. Deputy Baker was reportedly dispatched to an area west of Nashville to investigate a suspicious vehicle and was later found dead. Prosecutors in Florida today releasing cell phone video showing suspected high school shooter Nicholas Cruz bragging about plans for the attack.
My name is Nick, and I'm going to be the next school shooter of 2018. Location is Stone Douglas in Parkland, Florida.
In one video taken before the Valentine's Day massacre in Parkland, Cruz says he hoped to kill at least 20. The footage also shows him laying out plans to get to Marjorie Stoneman Douglas High School and open fire. Sears is closing 72 more stores this year. The retailer announcing today it will begin closing sales in the near future. Canon is ending the sales of cameras that use film. It hasn't produced a film camera in 8 years, but it has been selling its old stock. Its last camera, the EOS 1V, won't be sold, but the company will repair them through 2025. Illinois lawmakers are a vote away from a new state budget. A $38.5 billion spending plan sailed through the Senate last night. The House is expected to vote on that plan later today. Cleanup continues after rainstorms swamped Chicagoland. Heavy rain falling from Elgin to Elmhurst. Rescue boats called in to save 10 from a building in Barrington. A bill that would allow courts to strip some dangerous people of their guns is headed to the governor's desk as work continues in Springfield right before the end of the session. And Illinois may raise the age to buy cigarettes or other tobacco products after all. The Illinois House voting yesterday to raise the age to buy tobacco to 21. A vote on that same plan already failed Tuesday night. Cubs fell to the Pirates 2-1. Indians clobber the White Sox in Cleveland 9-1. The news, a service of Lowe's. Shop Lowe's and get up to 40% off appliance special values. That's up to 40% off some of the best brands in the business. All projects have a starting point. Start with Lowe's. 8:33. A check of traffic and weather on the way next on AM 560.
Mike Gallagher says, put up or shut up.
People who aren't suffering from Trump derangement syndrome are saying, show us the money. Show us the collusion. Because that was the whole basis for this investigation. The whole special counsel is based on that. It wasn't Paul Manafort's bank deals. All of that stuff is totally incidental and separate from the Russian collusion investigation.
The Mike Gallagher Show. Weekdays at 9, right before Dennis Prager at 11 on AM 560. The Answer.
Get your truly free credit score and free credit monitoring from Credit Karma. Download the Credit Karma app today. Credit Karma. Get knowing.
Signature Bank is Chicago's fastest growing independently owned business bank. It's a bank where relationships still matter. Signature Bank knows your name and your story. I'm Dan Proft, and I know this because Signature Bank is my business bank.
Hi, I'm Kevin Bastuga, co-founder of Signature Bank. If you get the feeling your deposits don't matter to your bank, then maybe you're not with the right bank. At Signature Bank, your deposits matter to us as much as your business loans. Signature provides unmatched banking expertise, custom financial solutions, and the industry's best technology to closely held Chicagoland businesses. Whether your business is looking for a deposit relationship or needs a ready source for financing, Signature Bank is the right bank for you. Call us today to see how Signature Bank can help your business grow and thrive.
Signature Bank is looking for their next success story. To learn more about turning your business vision into reality, visit signaturebank.bank. Signature Bank, helping local businesses succeed. Member FDIC, Equal Housing Lender.
8:35, and a check of your morning roads in the Alarm Detection Systems Traffic Center. Here's Jim.
Thanks, Mike. The northbound tri-state has delays from 95th to 31st and major delays from From Reagan Tollway to Lake Avenue, one right lane still blocked after an earlier truck fire. Southbound traffic slow from the Adams Tollway to the Bensonville Bridge. But Adams Tollway, stop and go 2-way to the Tri-State. Northbound Veterans Memorial from Boughton most of the way to 290. And southbound is heavy Army Trail to Roosevelt. Eden's 22 minutes, like Cook to Montrose, outbound 53. The delays continue out to Winnetka Road. The exit to Willow is blocked with a rollover semi. Kennedy is an hour. O'Hare to downtown. 42 minutes from Montrose, 36 in the Express. Outbound 44 minutes to the airport. Eisenhower an hour and 9 minutes, 390 to downtown. 50 minutes from Manheim. Outbound 54 minutes to 390. Stevenson an hour and 12 minutes, 355 to Lakeshore Drive. Outbound 40 minutes. And Ryan 30 minutes, 95th to downtown. Traffic answers when you need them most. I'm Jim Talamonte on AM 560, The Answer.
Chicago's Morning Answer continues next, and your official Chicagoland weather forecast. From the 1-hour Heating and Air Conditioning Weather Center, warm, partial sunshine today. We will top out at 89 and 65 expected overnight. A much cooler day ahead tomorrow. 74 at O'Hare. Next news at 9. Chicago's Morning Answer with Dan and Amy continues next on AM 560, The Answer.
This hourly segment is brought to you by Retirement Zone Radio and the North Shore Capital Group, empowering you Saturday afternoons at 4.
When you've got questions, he always has an answer. It's Sean Hannity this afternoon at 2, right before Joe Walsh at 5 on AM 560, The Answer.
Good morning, Dan and Amy. A poignant bill signing at the White House yesterday. President Trump signing the Right to Try bill, joined on stage by Vice President Pence. This is to provide patients dealing with debilitating diseases like ALS to try experimental drugs and treatments. President Trump addressing those in attendance.
As I sign the Right to Try legislation into law. Okay? Right? If I looked like that, I would have been president 10 years earlier. If I had that face, if I had that head of hair, I would have been president so long ago. That's great.
He finally hugged the kid.
A little boy with muscular dystrophy, I believe. So it was a nice moment. For more on Right to Try and some other matters like Spygate, we're pleased to be joined by Catherine Jean Lopez. She is an editor-at-large of National Review, nationalreview.com. Catherine Jean, thanks so much for joining us. Appreciate it. Hello, Catherine Jean. Do we have her?
Hello?
Oh, there we go. Thank you.
All right, there we are.
There we are. Thank you for being with us.
The technology works for us.
The Right to Try legislation, this is an important piece of legislation Trump signed, not just in the area of deregulation, of course, and the FDA, but for sort of an overture to people that are in dealing with terrible, debilitating diseases.
Yeah, I know. It was such a sign of hope for a lot of people. It's been a state level issue for a little while now, and there are a lot of people who are grateful to the president for signing that yesterday. It's one of those issues that I think doesn't rise to the occasion of kitchen table conversation, but heaven knows if it's if you're dealing with it, it means everything in the world if you're faced with a grave illness.
Yeah, I mean, why not?
Right.
Try
That's
anything,
exactly
even if
it.
it's not FDA approved. But why did it take so long? Why didn't President Obama sign the Right to Try bill, or why have the other presidents ignored this?
Well, it really has taken on steam in the last 2 to 3 years. And Darcy Olson, who used to be at the Goldwater Institute, wrote a book, I think it was called Right to Try, and is probably one of the foremost experts. And she was really pushing on a state level. And I think she and some other people deserve a lot of credit for raising it to the level that a president would pay attention. And some of the disentanglement from Obamacare probably, of course, helps this, because I think there's a newfound environment where we can look at smaller things rather than, those are always the problem with comprehensive, right? Who the heck knows what's on in this bill, including the people who are the biggest advocates of it, right? Some of the issues that are closest to my heart, like the Health and Human Services mandate that got all entangled in abortion drugs and sends the Little Sisters of the Poor to the Supreme Court, wasn't even supposed to be part of it, supposedly. Joe Biden told us with a straight face and others. So anyway, I think we're just in a little bit of a new environment where there's the possibility for exploring some of these things that are so urgent for people.
Well, it was a nice reprieve from what else is dominating the news, be it Roseanne's tweets or Spygate, and some development in Spygate. This is fascinating, particularly with respect to the D.C. press corps' lack of intellectual curiosity about what Stephen Halper was doing and why he was doing it and to whom he was reporting and what he reported when he was embedded in the Trump campaign. White House trade guy Peter Navarro said that Halper sought out members of Trump's campaign to apply for an ambassadorship to an unnamed Asian country in the Trump administration. It's sort of a remarkable development. This is a asset of the FBI, supposedly just looking to quell any Russian meddling or the potential for Russian meddling in the campaign. No briefing to candidate Trump and President Trump about his existence, and yet at the same time he's seeking an ambassador post in the administration. This is just sort of surreal, isn't it?
Couldn't the word surreal describe just about any breaking news story?
That's a fair point.
Just about every morning. Yeah, no, absolutely. I got to be honest with you. It's stories like the right to try that legislation that keep me going every day.
Yeah.
The rest of this, it does sound like, it's called Spygate. It's called, it does feel like we're watching the ultimate reality TV show, and I'm amazed by the ability of people to keep up with every detail. I've been a political geek for longer than I care to admit. Reading National Review magazine when I was 10 or 11.
Just like Dan.
Join the club, yeah.
Yeah, and I've always wanted people to pay more attention to politics. And I got to be honest with you, now that they're paying more attention to politics, I'd like them to take a couple of steps back.
You want us to go away.
Yeah, right.
It's like it's become this addiction, and everywhere you turn, you sit in a diner, you talk to an Uber driver, everybody's talking about what who had lunch with whom last night or dinner last night, there's this addictive level to some of these news stories. It's all important, of course, but at the same time, over the last couple of years, I feel like we've developed this bipartisan problem where everybody sort of looks national, and you're looking for the president to change your life, kind of thing. And that's not the way it works. And so I think there's a certain amount of unhealthiness about paying attention to every detail. You know what I mean?
Well, yeah, totally. But
as we have to.
but then there's also the kind of the consistent disappointment, even with those people that you think are railing against the ruling class. They're trying to abide their responsibilities as a member of Congress with, oversight responsibilities, like, say, Trey Gowdy has, and a prosecutor, and you think he's a straight shooter. And then he made this comment the other day with Martha McCallum about the FBI doing exactly what you would want them to do with respect to this whole Halper situation. And then we come to find out Molly Hemingway, reporting in The Federalist, when he suggests the FBI did nothing wrong and that it did everything you would want it to do, and after his briefing last Friday, his confidence is renewed in the FBI. Now we find out that Gowdy never received the relevant documents on the matter subpoenaed. He told the Federalist, through a spokesman, that he doesn't even know what documents and records were subpoenaed by the House Select Committee on Intelligence. So It seems like it's Gowdy is still engaged, and even Trey Gowdy is sort of engaged in a leap of faith to the benefit of agencies that haven't proven they deserve the benefit of the doubt recently.
And we're relying on these oversight folks to be doing due diligence. And I should plug Andy McCarthy, former federal prosecutor, who has a piece on this on nationalreview.com this morning. There is no better analyst, although Molly Hemingway is excellent on everything.
So how do you feel? Do you think this was a spy? This was a source? This was an informant?
To be honest with you, I have no idea. And and so I'm like you with a lot of the listeners, with a continuing sense of disappointment and bewilderment about what's going on here, and so I think we're all watching together here.
You write a lot about culture in National Review, and so Roseanne, the tweet, the response, the coverage of the president's response, the demand for the president to have a response, Sarah Sanders having to field questions about the president's lack of a response or the quality of his response. Just going back to what you were saying before about the president having to be omnipresent in our lives, so I think it ratcheted up during the Obama years, and perhaps it's even more prevalent during Trump, and what you think that portends for the future of this representative republic.
Yeah, it used to be that you could just watch primetime TV and not be part of the presidential news cycle, right? I was never a big fan of the Roseanne show, so I probably shouldn't be a commentator on that particular issue. That having been said, it is just, as you were saying, it is just amazing how wrapped up in everything the presidency is.
We have some breaking
I don't think
news.
that's the healthiest thing in the world.
Yeah, breaking news. Trump tweets that he's going to give a pardon to Dinesh D'Souza.
Well, that's, I can't even say, well, that's surprising news this morning, because it's always surprising news this morning.
He keeps you on your
Frequently
toes.
surprising news out of a presidential tweet.
She is Catherine Jean Lopez, editor-at-large of National Review, nationalreview.com. Catherine Jean, thanks as always for joining us. Appreciate it.
Thanks. Have a good day.
And she joined us on our Turnkey.pro answer line.
There's only one radio show in Chicago talking about today's biggest stories and telling you what they really mean. That show is this one, Chicago's Morning Answer on AM 560, The Answer.
Those tweet reads, we will be giving a full pardon to Dinesh D'Souza today. He was treated very unfairly by our government. Today, your forecast is going to be treating you with warm weather, that's for sure. Another hot and humid day, a high of 91 degrees. And then things are going to cool off around here. Patchy clouds, a low of 65. Turn off that AC. And then Friday, where it's going to be cooler, some clouds, some sun, a high of 68 degrees. Let's get into the Alarm Detection Systems Traffic Center. Here is Jim Talamonte.
Thanks, Amy. The outbound agents is heavy and will be for a while. Delays from Montrose to Winnetka Road. The exit to Willow is closed with a rollover semi. It was carrying a load of 40,000 pounds. It will need to be offloaded before that truck can be uprighted. 53 minutes out to Lake Cook. Consider an alternate. Inbound, there's a brief Capers delay, Dundee to Willow. Kennedy, then inbound delays start at Nagel. 59 minutes, O'Hare to downtown. No savings in the Express. Outbound, it's 40 minutes. The Ike, hour and 19 minutes, 390 to the Circle, and 55 minutes from Manheim. Stevenson looking at an hour and 12 minutes, 355 to the Drive. Ryan, 30 minutes, 95 to downtown. Northbound Tri-State, slow Archer to 31st and jammed from the Reagan all the way to Lake Avenue. One right lane is still blocked after an earlier truck fire. I'm Jim Talamonte in the Alarm Detection Systems Traffic Center.
Gentlemen, when it comes to your daily health and quality of life, there are numbers every man needs to know, including our testosterone number. Dan Proft here. I personally recommend choosing my friends at Low T Center. That's where I got my levels tested. These guys are great. They make it quick and easy. Low T levels can make you feel tired and grumpy, cause lack of motivation and drive, can raise your cholesterol levels, cause weight gain, and loss of muscle mass. If you've been experiencing any of these symptoms, it's time to get your levels checked. At Low T Center, they accept most health insurance and will even verify it for you. Low T Center's physicians specialize in treating low T in men. It's been their specialty for many years. They know men's health and are reinventing men's health care. When it comes to your health and quality and daily quality of life, do what I did. Get your numbers checked. You owe it to yourself. Call 312-239-3427. Tell them Dan Proft sent you. That's me. 312-239-3427. Call 312-239-3427 or go to lowtcenter.com for more information. That's lowtcenter.com.
Nowadays, there's an app for everything, and here's one that's a must-have if you golf. It's the Bolingbrook Golf Club mobile app, and it'll enhance your golf experience. You can book tee times at Bolingbrook Golf Club. There's an interactive scorecard, golf games, GPS, latest news from the club, even a food and beverage menu, Facebook sharing, and more. Just about everything you need for your golf game besides the clubs is in the palm of your hand with the new Bolingbrook Golf Club mobile app. Go to BolingbrookGolfClub.com/contact/download our app. BolingbrookGolfClub.com/contact/download our app. And download today.
Are you ready to take your golf game to the elite level? The Bolingbrook Elite Athlete Training Program, or BEAT, is the highest level of training designed to maximize potential and develop highly skilled players. You'll learn from the Bolingbrook Golf Club's world-class instructors. They've designed practice schedules and content to maximize player development. For the athlete that aspires to compete and train at the highest levels, check out BEAT, Bolingbrook Elite Athlete Training. More info at BolingbrookGolfClub.com.
Balance of Nature's fruits and veggies in a capsule. Thousands of doctors, health specialists, and professionals recommend Balance of Nature as a way of improving their health. Listen to a few unsolicited success stories from doctors that use Balance of Nature as well.
Scientific research has shown that many cancers and lifestyle diseases can be prevented with a diet rich in fruits and vegetables. This prevention comes from the phytochemicals in the plants. I take Balance of Nature because I know, I've seen it in my lab, and I know that it works. I've seen the immune response increase, I've seen your DNA repair capacity increase, and I've seen DNA protection. And that, to me, as a scientist, rings so true.
When you call, use discount code CHICAGO, and we'll take 35% off your first month's order and ship it to you free. Call 800-2468-751. That's 1-800-2468-751. Or go online to balanceofnature.com and use discount code CHICAGO.
This is Dan Proft with 60 Seconds of Sanity for Upstream-Ideas.com. How many more shootings before we do something? That is, how many more good guys with guns have to stop bad guys with guns before we stop stigmatizing inanimate objects? The high school resource officer in Dixon, Illinois, and the Good Samaritan outside the restaurant in Oklahoma City aren't inanimate objects or three-letter acronyms, so they are of minor passing interest to the D.C. press corps. While well-intentioned Americans want to hear ideas about improving public safety, Champaign socialists are interested only in using people's fears against them to leverage more power over them. This fact was laid bare in a recently released email exchange between Obama consiglieres Rahm Emanuel and Arnie Duncan 2 days after the Sandy Hook massacre. In the exchange, Rahm tells Duncan, "Go for vote this week ASAP. Before it fades, tap people's emotion. Make it simple. Assault weapons." The dizzying intellect that is Arnie Duncan replied, "Yup, thanks." You understand now? You understand how little the political royals think of you and that they care for you even less than that? They are as cavalier with your life as they are craven in using the lives of 20 dead children to manipulate you. You might consider this when you're deciding how much of your life to turn over to them.
With $226 million in dividends declared since inception, their record speaks for itself. At MagMutual, one of the leading providers of medical professional liability insurance, you're more than a policyholder, you're a policy owner. As an owner, they believe you should benefit from your company's success, which is why they strive to return as much as they can back to their policy owners. MagMutual policyholders have received annual dividends every year since 2007, and they are continually looking for ways to provide greater value to policy owners in the practice, business, and regulation of medicine. In addition, they set aside millions on their financial statements exclusively for their Owner Circle loyalty program. Over 20,000 physicians and healthcare organizations are currently benefiting from MagMutual ownership. Are you? Visit them on the web at magmutual.com.
For more information about MagMutual in Illinois, please contact Andy Baskell at the Horton Group at 708-473-2518 or by email at andy.baskell@thehortongroup.com. Visit their website at thehortongroup.com.
Dan Proft here, and I'm joined by Ryan Kelly, the home loan expert, homeloanexpert.com. And everybody knows the housing market is en fuego. That means hot. But how do you take advantage of it? That's why we have an expert here. His name's Ryan Kelly, as I just mentioned, and he's going to tell us. Ryan?
Well, I appreciate it. Let me jump on, Danny. You're exactly right. The housing market is hot, and homes are selling fast. You know, if you're thinking about selling your house, that's great. Just put a for sale sign in the yard, make up a price, and it should go fairly quick. If you're thinking about buying a home, it's never been more important to make sure you're working with a strong mortgage lender. Believe me when I tell you, you are not the only person watching those same streets, those same neighborhoods, the same school districts, waiting for the house to come on the market. There's a lot of people out there waiting for that same house. So make sure you're prepared. Get pre-approved today at thehomeloanexpert.com. That's thehomeloanexpert.com. Thanks, Dan. The Home Loan Expert, LLC, Tennessee Residential Mortgage Licensee.
Squirrely is a hard-working squirrel that enjoys life to the fullest, eager to take on new challenges and experiences alongside Starlet, his soulmate, and the love of his life. Read Squirrely the Squirrel and Starlet and see the world through the eyes of a newborn squirrel. You'll delight in the antics of Squirrely, Starlet, and their little family. A heartwarming adventure that teaches family values. Beautifully illustrated, a great story time read. Squirrely the Squirrel and Starlet from Larry Friend. Available now at litfirepublishing.com. You will fall in love with Icy the Iceberg, the new, highly original children's book from Larry Friend. Follow Icy on his incredible journey, beginning his life as a sparkling snowflake and emerging as a beautiful blue floating iceberg. Icy the Iceberg is a joy for parents and kids alike. Experience together the fun creatures Icy encounters along his journey from snowflake to iceberg and back to snowflake. Kids will learn the complexities of the water cycle in a way they'll really enjoy. Icy the Iceberg, available now at litfirepublishing.com.
AM 560, The Answer.
Dan and Amy, this disposition of this important trademark lawsuit wanted to get to. The Happy Time Murders. This is a new movie coming out, Melissa McCarthy film. And the tagline for the film is "No Sesame, All Street."
Oh.
And so the Sesame Street folks took umbrage at that, suggesting that it infringed upon the Sesame Workshop's trademark and also negatively impacted their brand because the trailer for Happy Time Murders features, among other things, ejaculating puppets.
Okay. Did you see the trailer? I watched it when I saw the Sesame Street and then heard about the lawsuit.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I'm gonna pass on that. Like I passed on watching Sesame Street. I never liked Sesame Street.
Yeah, the concern about the trusted brand and goodwill and the violent and sexually explicit trailer was troublesome. But Sesame Street's been down this road before. Of course, you remember.
Can you tell me how to get to Sesame Street?
I can't. But I can tell you.
Can I GPS it?
I can tell you how to get to Knee Park because Dave Chappelle was in this space well before Melissa McCarthy.
I don't believe your pappy. May be rich, but he ain't happy. Tells you about work and you want to be him. But when's the last time you got to see him? He works hard. Why? So you can go out and buy a bunch of shit that you don't need. Driven by your punky hopes and greed. That's why I say f it. For the first time in my life, I'm finally free. No mansion for me. I said f it. No brand new Humvee. I say f it.
Yeah, Stinky also. Oscar the Grouch also lost that trademark suit to Stinky. So just to be consistent.
Great way to end the show. Thanks to Justin Kosick, our technical producer, Quinn McCarthy, our associate producer, and Keith Conrad, our executive producer. Couldn't do it without you guys. And without you, the listeners, we'll see you back here tomorrow morning at 5 a.m. Here is Mike Scott.
Illinois lawmakers a little bit closer to a state budget. The mayor launches pre-kindergarten for the city. SIU trustees say no campus split. WIND Chicago News Time is 9 o'clock.
President Trump is hopeful about the meeting that he can't